And just like that, we live once again.
On this good motherfucking Saturday, baby. I'm
Hmm.
already was in a good mood, but StreamYard is on this shit because it now says live on my end. And I also
Period.
have like the counter, like the viewer counter there. So
I know that's
yeah,
right.
shout to that. Like StreamYard doing their big one. There we go. Period.
Yes.
So welcome to Key and Carry. I'm Troy.
I'm Damon with this crooked ass hat. Don't mind me. I'm having some Don King issues, but it
Not
is
Don
what it
King,
is.
baby. I mean, I guess we in the same boat, baby, because I'm also a wolf thing, baby. I'm going on like
Yes.
5.5 months without a haircut.
And this weird
And
haircut's terrible.
it's like I just can't find a barber that I can like try. I mean, I have a barber, but his clientele is just so I'm just like trying to hold out. Anywho, Ken Carey, live review, Chase the motherfucking Atlanta, baby. Season
Yes.
7, episode 4, receipts, proof, timelines, and screenshots. Like,
Yes. Yes.
now if I'm gonna be on my Remy Ma shit, receipts, proof, timelines, and screenshots. I was like, baby
Yes.
girl, did you just pronounce a P in receipts?
That's
I
how
said, that's
passionate
that.
she was about it. She had to pronounce
That's
the P.
baby. That's that PS. That's that PS 101. PS one, that teen education right there, baby. No
Exactly.
shade. She's a
Exactly.
shooter. Shout out to the people who are going to join us tonight. Shout out to the people who are going to watch this on the playback.
Hmm.
Please like,
Hmm.
follow, subscribe, comment, share. Of course, we are still on our journey to 1,000 followers on the
Period.
last day of Black History Month. That part.
Hmm.
Um, Maybe I just want to again shout out everybody that's gonna watch this. Again, I'm in like a really good mood. It's motherfucking Saturday.
Yes.
We also have a special guest that will be joining us later on this evening
Yes.
on the
Yes.
ones
Yes.
and
Yes. So
twos.
excited.
Miss motherfucking Alfeeya will be in the building for those who didn't know. If you didn't see the flyer,
Hmm.
I'm rambling. I'm sorry. Yan, you over there looking like you up to no good. I can't
I'm
see your
glad you're
eyes,
rambling
baby.
because I
You,
gotta.
I can't see your eyes, baby. You got the
Ain't
brim kind
nobody
of low.
dot my eye, so just that's all you
It's
gotta know.
like,
Ain't nobody dot my eye, but
listen, baby, you're kind of over there in the shadows, baby. How you feeling
yes.
about episode motherfucker 5, baby?
I'm feeling good. Hopefully, I can be heard. We've been having technical issues with our audio, so hopefully it'll sound a little better. I feel like I'm about to give a mean video essay or something on YouTube, because that's how they be when they be with the earphones. But anyway,
Yes.
episode 5, receipts, proof, timeline, screenshots. Y'all, it's a lot to talk about. Yeah, it's a lot to talk about. Especially I think I don't know if I'm reading too into what is happening on this show right now, but we'll get into it, and definitely feel free to let me know if you agree with me, don't agree with me, agree with Troy, don't agree with Troy. Um, and then yeah, definitely feel free to put it in the chat or the comments when this becomes a video. So
Hmm.
shout out to everybody that's here, and I hope you're having a good Saturday. Um, but yeah, general thoughts. How do you feel about episode 5?
A good episode.
Okay.
A very telling episode.
Mhm.
Um, the division in the group is clear. But with this divide, there's a lot of hypocrisy. Um, I'm seeing uh I'm seeing hypocrisy, and I'm also seeing a little bit of confessional gangsters.
T. I just want to say that.
Somebody in the chat said they having a hard time hearing
Oh Lord. Um,
that string guard bullshit, baby.
can you hear me? Let me
Yeah, I can hear you.
forever having audio issues, but
It is. That's
let
just
me
a
know
very
if you
telling
can hear
episode,
me or if you can't hear me. Um,
baby.
but yeah, I just want to be heard. That's all I want. I just want to be heard. Like, but anyway, shout out to Jamar84 that's in the building. Got
Yes,
y'all in my ear while I'm on the treadmill. Period. Yes, come
that
on,
part.
fitness. I
Yes, thank you for being
live.
here, EP.
Yes. And also
Yes,
Alfeeya is here, who we will talk
yes, Miss
to
Althea is in the
in a
building.
minute after we give our review, because she's already watched the episode. So we'll bring her on to give her, just talk to her, hear more about her life and her experience on the show. So
Hmm.
um, but yeah, sorry if y'all can't hear me. Please just let me know if y'all if y'all can, if I sound a little bit better. Um, But yes, episode 5. I do think this episode was very telling, a lot going on. Still loving the show though. I think it still has a pretty decent balance of drama versus like the, chasing that is happening on the show. Um, the cast is obviously divided. Um, so I think that that's interesting. And I think it's interesting when people divide based off of like what they like, what they stand for, their aesthetics, what they care
Hmm.
about. So I think that that's also very interesting. Thank you so much. You know who it is, for letting me know that it's better. Hopefully it stays this way.
Always.
But yeah, it's a lot to get into. Like it's kind of hard for me to like even give my general thoughts just because so much has happened. But I do feel like it's a perfect mix of people because you have the people that are more, I guess, laid back, a little more into like, I don't want to say more into chasing, but like they're a little more subdued, a little more reserved, laid back, and then you have the people that are a little more out there, but they're entertaining. So it's like both
Hmm.
sides are carrying their weight. Um, but yeah, so to get into it, um, we revisit the game nights where the bomb was dropped that Alfeeya is dealing with a man who is, I'm assuming, gay for pay. That was the word that was used, the terminology that was used. Um, we get a little more understanding of, I guess,
Dio.
his. Okay, yeah.
Althea's version of the story is Dio.
So he's so people like, so one aspect of it is, I guess, him being DL. The other aspect of it is him selling content on Twitter. So I guess that's where the gay for pay thing came from. But yeah, we revisit the situation. Of course, Alfea like flips out because she was blindsided, and they kind of go back and forth. Um, Nova decides, I guess she felt threatened because Alfea stood over her. She decides to swing on her. And I always feel like this is such a like pussy move. Like you want to wait until like people are in the way. I'm glad she didn't actually like hit her or connect, but like you want to wait until people are in the way and then swing and be like, "Oh, I'll beat you up." But it's like, girl, if you wanted to hit her, you there was space and opportunity before people got in the way. Again, glad she didn't end up hitting her, but still, like, don't play tough guy after everybody is trying to break everything up. But
That part.
yeah, so they get kind of like separated. People go outside to kind of like talk to Nova. Some people stay and talk to Alfea, try to calm her down. Alfea mentioned that like, it's kind of weird that like I'm the one that just got sprayed. Like I'm the one that just kind of got whacked, you know, unprovoked. And there are people that are kind of like out there tending to her. So how did you feel about that situation? I personally didn't feel like they were tending to her. I think they were just maybe trying to figure out what was going on. Um, but I don't know. I could see how she would feel like, oh, y'all are going to like run after her, even though she kind of started this mess.
I guess in the moment or the first time I watched it, I kind of was with Althea, like they kind of ran to redact his defense. But yeah, I think it was more so like what just happened.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it was. I guess I got lost when it was more so of what happened versus why did you do it. It was almost like
Yeah.
the gaslighting. They started gaslighting Althea, and that's where
Right.
I was just like, I don't.
What was Yeah, that was confusing to me. Like it was
Uh,
just
uh,
like, cuz my
now,
first thought would
granted,
have.
my bad. I was just gonna say
No, go
like
ahead.
Althea shouldn't have. My personal opinion, I wouldn't
Mhm.
tell anybody like my business. That's just
Mhm.
me. To each his own. But and it was just like really trying to make Althea like really making redacted the victim. I was like, well, your homegirl just came from left field with some bullshit. I don't understand why y'all aren't giving her the same like pressure that you're
Yeah.
giving Althea. But a lot of gaslighting at the party, and I was just like,
Yeah.
um, lost me.
I wasn't mad at spilling the tea, but to me it was just random. Like it seemed unprovoked. Like I could see if they were into it. It's clear that Nova doesn't like Alfeeya, but we don't really know why. Like we don't, and nobody seems to be asking why. Like everybody just seems. It's almost like we, or at least me as an audience, I don't understand. There's something that's happening that I don't get because everybody's just kind of like, well, you shouldn't have told us that. But it's like, but it's another thing for me to tell you something from you like spilling it without us having an issue. Like that's one thing that I don't get, and nobody's asking like what's your issue with Nova. Even when they were
Right.
outside on the street, they were like, girl, like what's your issue with Alfea? Like I thought y'all were cool. They just were kind of like just out there standing out there like not really saying anything. So that's what confused me. I don't know if it's because they don't want to get into like the girl drama of it all, like them both being women, like we don't want to get in women's business. But knowing this show, obviously that's not the case because people will hop in people's business in a heartbeat. Like,
That
so I
part.
don't think that that's necessarily it. Um, I also just wanted to add because we kind of just talked about them being outside with Nova. Um, what the hell is Nova wearing? Like, I'm sorry. This a slip dress? Like, I'm so sorry. Like, worst dressed in the building. Like, and I mean, obviously, it's no secret we don't really care for Nova, but like, girl, this outfit is ugly. Now she stepped out in another episode, in another scene, but this scene, I was like, and then she was like, "Oh, they asked like who's dirty, and I said that bitch, and I was like, girl, in this outfit, it should have been you. You should have just said, you should have just said like me, cause
You not a fan of the big girl lingerie, the big girl negligee.
no, she gives like Rue 21 fashions. Like all her looks give like Rue 21 to me. Like I don't know where she's going wrong, but it's all giving like the pieces she puts together and just the look of it is just giving Rue 21 to me. But yeah, I was just like, this dress is ugly. Maybe because I don't like leopard or like animal print, and I also don't like lace. So it just gave like,
It
what
also
the fuck is
clashes with
this?
the wig. It's a lot going on.
It does, it does. But yeah, I was like, girl, what the fuck is you wearing? But I'm not I put in my notes that like I'm not a violent person, but I just feel like one thing that Nova was doing that irritated me, and I feel like this happens a lot on other shows too, is like when you provoke somebody with your words and then when they lash out, you like kind of like shame them for being violent. And don't get me wrong, I'm not like a violent person like I said. I don't really feel like that's the way that things should be handled, especially at their age. But I also feel like if we're gonna critique Alfea for getting her face, we should also be looking at Nova for like, why did you say that? Like the
Hmm.
words that you said were also inappropriate. If y'all were at
Also, the
work, if y'all were at work, y'all would both be in HR. Like y'all would both be in
true,
trouble. Like
true.
so.
And like since we're kind of like on the topic of like Nova did the same thing with Tony, and nobody really seemed to. I mean, Tony got to the bottom of it, but
Hmm.
everybody else is just kind of like, oh, you lied, like, oh, okay, like just kind of like looked over it. And I kind
Yeah.
of feel like this is it's kind of the setup for a Fallout. So shout out to the Baddies universe. Shout out to Zeus Network. So I guess like the big three, Lex, Summer, Dolly, they kind of let Summer antagonize and it's kind of like pick with people and just be Summer, be outspoken. I kind of feel like Redacted kind of has the same. It's a little bit of the same mentality right now.
Hmm.
This group is going to let Redacted kind of provoke and antagonize people until it's kind of like too much for them to handle or deal with, and then there's gonna be like this huge ass fallout, kind of like with Lex Summer Dolly. I kind
Okay.
of see that happening. Like
Okay. Okay.
I kind of see that happening right now. She's cute because she light skinned,
Hmm.
so they
Yeah.
on her bandwagon. They on her tail. Mamas came in as hot shit. I mean, she's a cute girl, but um, in my opinion, that's kind of really the only thing that's going for her is that.
Yeah, to me, I put up my notes. I'm sorry to keep reading off my notes, but I said Little Miss Evelyn Lozada wants to paint Alfea as the aggressive person when in your confessional you're talking about slapping her, like you were gonna
Hmm.
beat her ass, but like in other confessionals you're like, oh, like that's not an appropriate way to like handle the situation. You better have more
Is it
emotional
Evelyn and
control.
OG?
Yeah, I mean,
Is it giving
essentially,
that?
Evelyn, quite as it's kept, Evelyn has attacked multiple women on that godforsaken show, but like, yeah, it's giving like, oh, I can provoke you, but once you respond, it's like, oh, now I'm the victim or whatever.
Hmm.
Um, and I want to say shout out to Dom for being in the building. Thank you for being here, Dom. Um, he said we are speaking
Yes.
on the female issues. The boys have nothing to do with it. No, Dom, I love you down, but no, 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 no. The Tony situation, y'all were all up in that. Now, I don't know about you
Hmm.
particularly because I can't fully remember, but the boys have definitely been in issues between the girls, like long standing. So
Hmm.
even y'all like talking to her right now about it to me is giving we're in it, you know. So I don't know about that. I get trying to stay out of women's business, but like I don't know if y'all are doing a good job of that. Um, but yeah, they're just talking in the parking lot. They end up taking shots, which I was like, not y'all taking shots in the damn parking lot. Jesus. But I feel like this was kind of like the start of not the start, but this was kind of like laying the groundwork to the division amongst the group for the rest of the
Hmm.
episode because this is what about the same this is basically the same group that went out for Kendall's B-Day party. So you kind of see like the division now, them kind of going to talk to Nova versus Stan with Alfea. Um, but yeah, and then basically um, we get like a message, I guess, from production, basically saying that Alfea kind of decided to walk away from chasing Atlanta. Um, how did you feel about that? I mean, clearly, I think that was just a spare of the moment thing. Like, I would assume she's still on the show. Like, we see her for the rest of the episode and the next episode. But
True.
I was just thinking,
Um,
like, don't let her run you off this platform. Like, you've given more than she's given. Like, I don't see why
Very
you would
much
feel the need to
that.
leave. Like, you know. But
I I think it was just I just got to get my shit. Let me get my thoughts together. Like,
hmm
let me just kind of like process like what the fuck is going on. This is probably like correct me if I'm wrong, Jamar, EP, and Dom. Shout out to the cast members that are here. Shout out to everybody that's watching. But I kind of feel
period.
like for the newbies, Redacted, Sammy, maybe Kendall and Alfea, this is probably a handful of occasions where they've had to interact with like a large group.
hmm
And it's probably like their first kind of interaction having to deal with the group around like cameras and shit like that. So
Right.
like if you're low key and you just chill and you just kind of vibe and somebody's kind of nitpicking at you, it's like what the fuck? Like I forget said last episode, like bitch, what the fuck did I do to you? It's probably just like it's gonna fuck with your mental. So it's like let me go find that peace that I had before I started dealing with these crazy motherfuckers. So I kind of feel
Right.
like that's what Alfie was probably feeling in that
Okay.
moment.
I could see
Like
that. I could see
my
that.
goodness, like homegirl was going off the Don Julio. That's also another problem. That's
You know
also
that Don
another
Julio
problem.
make you act a foolio. So
Make you act a Julio.
shout
And
out to
Dom
Don
did
Julio.
say, shout out to Dom, my Gemini brother, homeboy did say
hmm
homegirl asked for something a little bit more pretty, and he brought that goblin. Now, if he didn't come in there with that Julio, the night probably wouldn't have ended like this. So
You think it
who
was
who got
liquor
who
courage, blame it on
now
alcohol?
I won't say Dom sabotaged or but homegirl's an adult. Like she should know how to hold her liquor.
hmm
But homeboy brought that Don Julio. He brought that tequila la, and that's it's too much. I kind
Yeah.
of now I'm wondering how the night would have ended if they would have sipped on wine or something
Right.
less volatile. My goodness.
T. That's T. Um, but moving on to the next scene, my favorite scene actually of the entire episode, but Tony um goes to their sister's bridal or not bridal shower, baby shower. Her sister is pregnant and she shows up and I just said I love this scene because I love seeing like queer people with their families, especially when their families are just accepting and treat them
Hmm.
just like any other member of the family. Um, they seem very comfortable around her. They seem to just, like treat her like normal, which, it's kind of crazy because it's like, damn, that's all anybody could really ask for. Like, that's like
Hmm.
the bare minimum, but like, we know that that's not given to a lot of people. So
Right.
I appreciate seeing her be loved on by her family and it just being a
Hmm.
normal thing. Them not really making a big deal out of it. Um, but yeah, I just thought that it was cute. I think Tony looks just like her mom.
I said the
Um,
same. Baby, them
yeah,
genes are strong because Tony
very
and her
strong.
sister look just like their mom.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, copy paste, pretty much.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, it was a cute scene. Like I can't say that
It
enough.
is.
I thought it was funny when, they're like chatting and then they start to do the little ballroom thing and she's like, no, don't do that. It's ballroom and like she's like trying to educate them on like what that means and like she doesn't want them to like take that and like, she doesn't want them to take it without knowing the meaning behind it.
Right.
And they were
Not
receptive. They
them colonizing, my goodness. Maybe that's too harsh, but
child.
that's what it's giving. Now you know some straight black people, hetero
Mhm.
black people. Listen,
Mhm.
they gonna take
Mhm.
some queer lingo
They
and
gon'
just literally have to run amok with it. Like
I've heard a couple straight men say something about, "Oh, that's shady," or "That's shade." I'm like, "What you know about that?" Like, I mean, granted, that's been around forever, but still, like, once the straight start saying it, like, oh,
I'm
okay.
waiting for a high low driver at work to tell me that my body's T. That's all I need, baby.
Well, what is his name? Cash Cobain, baby.
Listen,
Body
that part,
T.
body T.
Said Cardi's
Okay, ain't
body
no
was
bitch better
T.
than you. Listen, that part.
Yes.
That's all I'm waiting for, baby. That's all I'm waiting
Yes.
for.
I'm here for it.
But
I'm here
yes,
for it.
this scene was adorable. I did say that Tony's brother had the perfect like comedic timing. Like
Mhm. Mhm.
they like the little back and forth, their banter was like adorable. Like you said, I love that like her family is super supportive and just like love on her.
Right.
Um I think she said they're from like St. Louis, baby. So you know if
Mhm.
you come for Tony, they coming behind you like 50 niggas deep.
Right.
Like and they
You
gonna
know
bring
they
the
fight
whole
for
hood with
sport
you.
in St. Louis.
Listen, listen.
Like,
Wasn't that the murder capital of the nation at one point?
it was for sure
Like
at one
my
point,
goodness, and
if
that's
it's not
not like
now.
not a flex or nothing to brag about, but baby, trust me, I know. Like I don't want no
Yeah.
parts of that. But
Fat meat is greasy.
I did I gagged when Tony called our nephew mosquito, and he was like, "You're a roach." I was like, "Ooh,
I did hear
behold
that. Yes.
your new supreme." Clear
Yes.
the fuck out of her.
He clapped back with it so quick too. Like it was not even a
He
second thought.
did. And
Like,
then you could see her reaction. She was like, she
oh,
was about to read
what?
back, but
I'll
she had
take
to,
that. I'll take
she had to remember where she was at. I said, yes, this was a very cute scene. Like you said, a lot of queer people don't have the support and the love that like Mother Tony Bryce has. Or
it. Hmm.
I remember last season of, I hate to keep mentioning this goddamn season. Last season of Chasing Orlando, when
Hmm.
Marlo's family had that cookout, and it wasn't even like
Right.
a cookout. Marlo had the scene with her family, her parents, and her mom talked about her family members using like her dead name or whatever, just being ignorant or idiots or whatever
Right.
like that. So I just love that this scene, Tony, she's supported by her family, like
Right.
they all love her. So
Absolutely.
this was a wonderful scene.
Yeah, I
This
agree. And
was.
one thing about this scene, like it kind of made me think, and I love this. I love just the storytelling of this season and like how the scenes are kind of like there's a through line, I guess. Um, and it just makes me think about how like Tony and Nova, they had a conversation at the first episode of this season about like, men and like, you know, Nova asked Tony like, why aren't you in a relationship? You're gorgeous. And she was like, I'm not finding what I deserve. And then we see later that like Nova isn't really getting what she deserves. And then she's not really close with her family, and then I see this scene with Tony and her family, and it's like it's just crazy like how you move when you get that love and that appreciation, that closeness
Mhm.
with maybe not even just your family but like friends, like when there's somebody there for you to love on you and care about you and key with you, like is crazy like how that can affect how you deserve to be treated, I guess. So that's just something that I like noticed watching this scene too. Like it's crazy how like if more queer people had that love and that connection, they probably wouldn't be running around here like Tasmanian devils, making people's lives
True.
harder. But that's just something that I noted. Um, but yeah, moving on to the next scene. Um, Trammell has a album listening party. Um, I think his family was also there. I think his mom was there, and of course, a couple of people from the show showed up, and a couple of people from that he knows and that are associated with Chasing Reality were there, and he played his music. And I guess there was a dress code, black and white. It seemed like everybody was wearing black and white, which I thought was cool. I thought the scene was cool. Like once again, we're seeing his music and his process, and we're getting a feel for like who he is as an artist. Like he seems very emotional and very just like it's R&B, so um, he's really putting his life and his feelings into his music, which some people would say like is sad. Like his music is sad, but like when you are sad, you put in your music, and other
True.
sad people can identify with that. um, though I like that that this scene happened, I do feel like there were some things that maybe could have changed it, made it a little better. Um, I don't know. I feel like if he was gonna like have people sit and watch him, he could have performed. I feel like
I
just
said the same
listening to the
thing.
music, yeah, and like them just sitting there, I feel like they felt like a little restless. Like, okay, like I'm listening, but like I'm just sitting here. Like
Mhm.
maybe it could have been more like a party, where people can just like mingle and like listen and like eat and talk and hang out and just listen to the music. But yeah, people were clearly a little bored. No shade, not at his music, but just like I think at just sitting there and doing
Yeah.
nothing. I saw some people on their phones. Miss
Baby, I
Mama's in
think
the
Don
front
was asleep at
here.
one point.
Listen, after those Cheetos was gone, she was like, "Okay, now
Mhm.
what? Now what? Because I'm a little bored."
Baby, I saw
Um,
the snack bar next to all them down wine bottles. I said, Tramiel, this is fucking
Yo,
treacherous.
don't ask Ken
Treacherous. My.
about the libations. Don't ask him about it. But
Foolish.
what were your
I
thoughts
I
on the
did
scene?
I did say I respect I have a new respect for Tramiel. I'm growing to just appreciate Tramiel and his art.
Hmm.
So far I've seen like a different side of Tramiel. I guess this relationship has I guess he's always kind of maybe been vulnerable, but just on the previous shows that I've seen him on, I just never saw this side of Tramiel. So I guess this relationship is kind of left him vulnerable, more vulnerable, and kind of like um more open. I hate to use that
Right.
term, but um I guess to put his heartbreak into his album, I said that's big of him. I wasn't mad at the scene. Like I also said I wish that he would have performed because I wish it would have been more interactive or more engaging with like the audience or like the crowd. But he was sitting up on the stage giving school shooter like if somebody got up to leave, like he was gonna let a round off in their ass, and I
Wait, not
just
school
want no
shooter.
parts of that, baby.
Not school
I want
shooter.
no parts of that. But
Um,
shout out to Tramiel. I was living for I wish it was a live performance, but overall he has good music. I like
right.
his music.
Agreed. Yeah, I think it's catchy. Um, and yeah, I can see myself listening to it. Um, but yeah, I wanted to highlight Ken because I just feel like again, I said last episode, I just think Ken is kind of a key, but I feel like he's very low key about it. I feel like he
Mhm.
is a good like yin to like the yang that is Carl. Like I feel like
Mhm.
they both are funny, but just in different ways.
Yes.
Ken is just a little more matter of fact and more laid back
Mhm.
about it, but like him talking about the like stale ass chips and like the dry like warm wine. I was like, damn,
Goodness.
like I would hate for you to have to critique one of my events or something. Like,
Talking all that shit.
right?
All of
That
it.
shade was heavy. So heavy that so heavy that baby that chair snapped, baby.
I said, was it the shade or was it the wig? Was it the shade or was it them heavy ass box
Let him
braids?
tell it was the ass. Let him tell it was the assy,
I
baby.
said, that's perfect timing, baby. Notice he
Yes.
was the only person that fell out of that
Right?
goddamn chair. Who broke the goddamn chair, baby. I said Ken Dolly is a key. He
It's
took
just
it in good he took it in good stride. He took it
he
as a good
did. He
sport, but
did. He did.
what's so funny to me was it was Sammy's fiance in his phone.
Right.
And and when he saw Ken hit the ground, he tried to catch him. Like, you not catching him, homeboy. He
Shout out to Sammy's fiance
oh my
because
gosh.
first of all, he was the only one that was visibly vibing to the music. Everybody else was just stone
He was.
faced. He was like, like okay, period. Like he was nodding his head and everything. And then when Kendall fell, he was like,
Oh
oh,
my god.
like and I feel like everybody was like in a trance when the music was happening. That when he fell, it like snapped people back to reality. Like, oh shit, like he fell.
Oh my goodness.
Like, yo, that was funny.
Not Tramel in there got them under that hypnosis spell, baby.
Yes, I was just
That was a
like
key. Him breaking that chair was just so
snapped.
fucking hilarious, baby. Like I said,
Like,
Ken Doll is a key. Like he is fucking hilarious.
absolutely, absolutely. Um, and also shout out to Tramel's song "Dance Tonight."
Yes, I put in my
Um,
notes that is a vibe. That's
yes.
definitely my type of vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Very
Yeah, I'm here
catchy.
for it. And again, I'm just glad they're showcasing their music and,
Hmm
just things that they are creating on this show, on this season.
I'm also
Um,
a little upset that nobody got out that chair to shake ass. That probably would have got people up and probably got
I don't
the
know.
atmosphere a little bit more. But somebody should have got up and threw ass. Like,
Throwing
that's
ass
always
to
gonna
a
start the
sad
party.
song. I don't know.
Well, the Dance Tonight song, that was you
Oh,
could throw a
okay.
little ass to
That
that.
was more upbeat. Okay,
Yeah,
you're right.
you
You're
could throw a little
right.
ass to that. Throw a
Thought
little
you was
ass to
trying to
that.
twerk through the tears. I said, oh.
My goodness.
Twerking through the tears. Crazy. Oh. And also shout out to Jamar 84 because they also I think duh, that's the song that they have together. Jamar
Yes.
84 and Tramel Dance Tonight. So
Hey.
shout out to that. A jack of all trades. Come on, Jamar. Um but yeah, so that's pretty much all I have to well no, because there's a second part to this scene.
hmm
So after they listen to the music, they everybody that showed up, from the show sits down and they kind of chat about what's just been going on and like the group dynamics and everything. Um, Dom, I said Dom and Carl stay going back and forth. I don't know what exactly was said between them, but in this scene they was definitely going back and forth. I don't know what
Well,
happened,
Dom
but
blames Carl for him getting mixed like 4 years ago.
yeah.
He's still very upset about
Honestly, I would be too. I would be too. Now, one could say you could blame the person that actually maced you,
that. Very much that.
but I don't know.
Very much that. You couldn't blame the person who actually had the pepper spray. I'm
Yes,
sorry.
you could blame the girlie that
Goodness.
maced you, but I don't know. I don't know. Wasn't it? It was
Cassadine.
Cassadine.
Yes.
Yes,
And
shout out to
that damn
Cassadine.
fur. And that
And
Heartbreak Hotel fur, baby.
was that? It's a good night. It's a lovely night. You knew he was on bullshit. Knew he was on bullshit.
Cassadine was
Jesus,
on one that night, baby.
he did not give
Cassadine
a
was
fuck.
on one that
Um, but yeah, they talk about basically Carl just like the couple of scenes that he's been in, or the events that he's been a part of. He's kind of taken over, what's happened, and maybe some people might blame him for like some of the issues that have happened amongst the group. And I don't know. I mean, I see both sides. I think on one hand, I think Carl is obviously a key, but I
night.
do think sometimes it's like okay, it can be a lot, especially to somebody like Ken, Sammy, even Eve and Q, where they're a little more laid back, and I feel like he's like kind of it's easy to overshadow them when he's in the room because he has such a big personality.
Right.
So I do feel like I wish Carl could kind of like dial it back at times. Um, just because I don't think every situation calls for like that big personality. But I do like his personality because without that, I don't think the show would be what it is. So,
Honestly, this is where Kendall and Dom like lost me
mm,
because like granted Carl has like a big personality. I would never me personally, this is no shit to anybody. I would never ask anybody to dial back their personality because I can't take it. Like
mm,
um I guess where what lost me was like Nova has kind of been like a problem since she's been on the show, like kind of nitpicking with Tony, excuse me, kind of nitpicking with Noel, and now attacking or going for Alfeeya. It's like, well, she's constantly been a problem. I don't understand why y'all have such an issue with Carl being his authentic self versus somebody who's kind of looking for a moment and kind of
mm-hmm,
almost bringing the show down. So I was like, well, if y'all gonna attack Carl for being his authentic self, because this has been Carl on every other show that we watch him on, like, why
mm-hmm,
not pull y'all homegirl to the side and be like, yo, like,
yeah,
you need you need to dial it in, like, you need to reel it back. Like, I
mm-hmm,
get everybody has like an opinion, but you kind of being on a show, you aren't really chasing anything. Like she redacted has been saying that she has business, but like I'm still waiting for the business to be shown. No shade.
right,
Like
mm-hmm,
everybody in her crew like has kind of had something going on. They're working on something or we've seen events, but Nova is kind of the only person who has just kind of been attacking people and that being her storyline. So I don't understand how
yeah,
they're like, Carl, like, you're doing too much, which I don't feel like he's doing too much at all. Like Carl said, y'all were talking about Quinton not being or being absent,
yeah,
yada yada yada. He walks in a room and it's cricket, so like keep the same energy. I'm on the same type of like time as like Carl. It's not like I want y'all to fight, but if you said you're gonna check a bitch or you got questions for like this nigga he been missing, like you said it in front of people that you were gonna
yeah,
do whatever, like you had this energy for him. So when you see him, it should just be that. Like
mm-hmm.
that's
I
what
see
lost
what you're
me.
saying. Yeah.
Confusion.
Um, just to highlight a couple comments, Jamardi first said, "I can't wait for y'all to see the rest of the season. Heads are gonna roll the second half." People keep talking about the second half, so I'm very curious to see what happens because I know someone said that like the people that we don't like, we might like them, or the people that we do like, we might not like them anymore. So I'm very curious to see what happens on the second half of this season. So I'm excited. Um, Shed Pro said, I wouldn't tell him, talking about Carl, to dial it back, but be more serious. Not everything is a joke. Yeah, yeah. And even going back to like when Q was talking about his time in prison or in prison, in jail, um, and there's a difference. And Carl, kind of like throwing in ad libs. I'm just like, I don't think this is the right time to, you know, be doing that. Like, let him tell his story. It was clearly a traumatic, serious event. Let him, get that out. So yeah, I definitely agree with that. Dom says male issues versus female issues. I get where you're coming from, but I just see it as issues. Like, I don't think their issues, I don't know. I mean, maybe their issues do stem from being women, I think. Like, especially like we'll get into it, but I get where you're coming from. But I don't know. I just feel like being a part of the group, and if people are going back and telling people stuff, I just feel like I don't know. Why at least try to understand it? I guess. Like I don't know. Um, somebody said Nova Trace and trade. Maybe. I mean, we ain't seen her with a man yet, but I don't
Hey,
know. I'm just saying.
she dropping
Um,
bags on flights. Maybe she should chase
also,
being a flight attendant. No shade. A
yeah, but I'm also
stewardess.
kind of like, so you write children's books, right? Is this the particular platform you would be on to like sell children's books? Like, I don't know. Like, I mean, I get it. Like, it's a platform, and you are queer, so like it makes sense that from that point of view. But like, I don't know, I feel like children's books is not like, this isn't really the demographic for that. I mean, I'm sure people that watch this have kids, but like, I don't know, I just wouldn't put myself on this show when like my demographic is kids. Like, I would want to be a little more wholesome, I guess.
Hmm.
But yeah, I don't know what she's chasing just yet. But they also talk about like you said, the whole Sammy situation, checking Q about where he's been. And I put in my notes, listen, if you didn't bail me out of jail, there's nothing you can check me about.
True.
Like, if you asking where I've been, like, I don't know. And to me, it's also a little weird of you trying to check Q, like y'all sleep in the same bed together every night. Like, you don't really even know him like that, as far as we know. So it's just like checking him about what? Maybe asking him like what happened. You said you were leaving and now you're here, but to check him, I did think that that was a little strange. But um, moving
Speaking
on
of
to
Sammy, can you pull up his confessional fit? Because Mama's was in the confessional with the shoulder off the shoulder one, and it was giving Nene
ooh,
leaks.
I wanna let me see if I can grab
I
it.
think it was a turtleneck.
Um,
Also,
a
I
turtleneck.
was I was kind of living for it. Also
Let
giving
me see.
WWE Diva.
The references to WWE divas. I live. Um, but
Listen,
I'm gonna try to pull it up in a second. But speaking of
please.
Sammy, we do get a scene with him practicing with his dancers.
Hmm.
The song that he's doing the song that he displayed the first episode, I think, that he performed, which I really like. I think it's a very catchy song. I think it's called "Yeah I Know," something like that. But
Yeah.
but yeah, I thought this was a cute scene. I love to see him dance. All of them dancing, I thought was cute. Um, and yeah, just another scene of him working on himself and working on his art. I also just want to say shout out to and Dario being in the building,
Yes. Thank you for
creator.
being here.
Yes, thank you for being here.
CEO, baby, the
Yes, I
biggest.
live. I live. Thank you for being here. Um, but yeah, performing again like the song. Um, and then after that, he's joined by Noel, who they just kind of sit and chat. It's kind of mirrored from I think when Sammy showed up to Noel's when Noel was in the
Hmm.
studio and they kind of sat
Hmm.
and chat. So they're kind of building a friendship. I think it's interesting because at first Noel was kind of like
He
trying to
want
get in
that.
Sammy pants, yeah, and Sammy
Hmm.
was like kind of like giving him the side eye, but
That
I
right there, that's what I want. My goodness.
listen. He said, "Listen, you, me, and your fiance, what's up?" Like,
My
I
goodness.
think they're becoming like friends, I guess you could say.
Hmm.
So I think that's cool. Um, I felt like Noel was dressed like a soccer mom in this, in
Very
this,
much that.
like he running to get the kids,
Very much
like
that.
in this top. But yeah, Noel's style is also just very quirky and funny to me. But but yeah, they sit and chat, of course, about everything that's been going on. Um, I did clip out Noel's confessional look, I think, but we'll get there. But yeah, they talk about what happened at the game night. The issue between Alfeeya and Nova, and so they give their takes, and I thought their takes were really, really interesting because this is an example to me of Dom saying like, this is women's issues, this is women's business. I want to stay out of it. Maybe he's just speaking on himself, like I want to stay out of it. But this is an example to me of people in the group kind of keeping it going and like being in the business, which I don't
Hmm.
blame them because it's a group, dynamic and it's a show. So of course I'm gonna have opinions about things that happen on the show if I'm on the show. But they start to talk about that situation and they basically are kind of like Sammy's basically like, I don't really see Alfea as a victim. Like you brought that information to the table. You can't be mad that someone sprayed you with it. Um, And Noelle is basically kind of like, you know, yeah, no Nova basically kind of like, you know, Nova basically whacked you, but you don't have to get out of your seat and get in her face. Like I feel like that's keep your hands to yourself. You escalated the situation. And yeah, I just thought this scene was weird because it just seemed like they were blaming Alfea up for it and they just kind of ignored the fact that Nova just spilled this information unprovoked. Like I get
Literally
it, she
ruined game night.
yeah, like I get it. She, told this information. So, granted, don't speak on something that you don't plan, for people to talk about. But it just seemed unwarranted. And again, it just seemed like there's something that we don't know because everybody's just kind of like okay with Nova basically spilling this information when, as
Hmm.
far as we know, they don't have an issue. Like, so it's just kind of like, I don't know. Is there something that we're missing? Who knows? But what did you think of this scene?
I said that Noel and Sammy have like really great chemistry. So this is
Hmm.
again one of the few scenes where we're watching like a friendship kind of blossom naturally, and it doesn't seem forced. They aren't like bonding over.
The
They
hatred of
talk about
somebody.
drama, but they aren't bonding over the negativity. So
Right.
I just enjoy watching them interact on camera.
Hmm.
Um, tisses. I just lost my goddamn train of thought. Um,
I will say the
Oh, I
beef.
went to the confessional fit. My bad. I was
Oh,
going to talk
okay.
about Noel's confessional fit. But this was
Noel's
a cute
okay.
scene. Where's S Dot when you need him? Because he should
Oh
have been a
wait,
backup
damn, I
dancer
didn't
for
think it
Sammy.
out.
He,
He should have
uh,
been. He should have
Sherrod
been.
should have been a
Yes.
backup dancer for Sammy. Like, and Dario, if you're still here, and Jamar, if you're still here, can we get Sherrod S Dot on a season of Chasing Atlanta, please?
You know
Like,
what? I would live for that. I
can we
would
get
live for that.
yes S. 88 on the season of Chasing Atlanta, baby? I would love to see like Sherrod now versus
Back then, cause baby, back
yes,
then,
baby. Back when
back
he was crashing
then,
out in Jean Capris in the sheer
Mama was
blouse.
a mess.
Yes,
Like,
and I was like, oh my goodness, like mind you, Sherrod was like in his 30s at this time.
was he?
So yes, early
Oh
30s. Me
wow.
and Sherrod are the same age. He's like a year older than me.
Oh wow.
So
Okay.
yes, and I know everybody goes through every different
Yeah.
stuff
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
everything, but I do believe he was going through like a really difficult time
Mm-hmm.
back then.
He
But
was.
yes, can we get Sherrod on a season? Ooh, not he
Oh.
auditioned.
Well, I mean,
He tried.
he,
Maybe
maybe not this season, but maybe next season. I don't
yeah,
know. I
maybe
feel
next
like,
season.
you know, I see him
Yeah.
on Instagram. I feel like he got that grown weight, that
Hmm.
grown man weight on him, and he seems to be doing well. So I would love to see
Period.
that.
Shout out to Sherrod. But
Um,
yeah, I was also kind of
Now he messy.
yes, I
I
peeped
mean,
that
I'm
shit.
sure he would want to be a part of this platform.
He
I'm not mad he
auditioned.
auditioned.
My
Yeah.
goodness. But yes, the scene where it seemed like they were kind of like gaslighting Alfea again. Like I get Alfea
Yeah.
shouldn't have told her business or whatever, but why aren't people asking? I mean, even though Will was like Noah was looking for a moment, and I was like somebody with some common fucking sense. I don't see why everybody else or nobody else is kind of putting like two and two together. Like the situation with Tony, and then the situation
Yeah.
with like Nova was kind of coming for Noel, and now I feel like Homegirl was looking for a moment, and it's just like you're a businesswoman, then let your business be the moment. Like,
I also kind of see where Noel is coming from because I feel like Noel does seem like the type of person to read before he swings. And I feel like
hmm
for some people, like, I think also Alfea was caught off guard, but I feel like some people it's like I don't have to hit you because I can just read. Like I
hmm
would have taken that situation and made you look stupid, or at least tried to. But I feel like maybe because she was caught off guard, she just went straight to like getting in her face,
right.
which I don't think is necessarily right. But to me, it doesn't seem like a even like they both were kind of like doing the most. Sammy kind of felt that way, but it seemed like they were more so on Nova's side versus like Alphea's.
Well, I
But
mean, I'm kind of again Althea. I love Althea to pieces. I love her
mhm.
down. I'm gonna kind of side with Althea because this has kind of been like a constant attack on like Althea. And like you
Mhm.
said, we don't know what's stemming between them as like the audience. We're trying to like put the pieces together, but
Yeah.
even from the Quentin's event, the first event with the hot dog. She's
Yeah.
Alfeeya with the hot dog like a band. She was
Called her
like,
a
"Damn, bitch,
banshee.
I
Yeah, I
just
was
met.
like,
Like, what the fuck?" So
yeah.
this has kind of been like a build up, and then I guess again, Nova looking for a moment. No,
Mhm.
Alfeeya checked her temperature. Like, bitch, is you cool? Like, dude, like what? Like,
Mhm.
I don't understand why you like. What is the issue? Like,
Right.
so I'm kind of on that field side. Like, you keep saying my name, so bitch, I'm gonna, Monique, you did. I mean, in my Monique Slaughter voice, Drew didn't tell him you did. That's what it was giving when she checked Nova. Like, bitch,
Deep
is you
cut.
cool? Yes,
Yes.
deep, deep, deep cut. Shots to Love and
Yes,
Hip Hop
yes, yes.
Hollywood, baby. But yeah,
Um,
Sammy and Noel have really good chemistry.
they do. They
Really
do.
good chemistry.
Yeah. Okay, so the next scene is Q doing a birthday party, photo shoot for his 30th B day. What did you think of this fit?
I wasn't mad at it. It's kind
Okay.
of the bottom half is like 70s. The
Mhm.
top half in the pose is giving gospel album. Like,
Yes.
baby,
I'm
I
living.
saw a meme on Instagram a while back where it's like, we saw the self hug, baby, the album was about to be fire.
Yeah.
That's what it's giving. Baby, he about to drop a
It's
hot
giving
ass
Janet
gospel album.
Jackson.
It is giving Janet Jackson. Very Janet, baby. Janet
I'm with it.
0405, baby.
Yes. Is that all
That's
for you
yes.
era?
Yeah, yes, that era.
Period.
Very much that, baby. I was
Yes.
living for this fit.
I'm living. But I was I'm not I'm not mad at it. I feel like I wish the pants were maybe a little tighter or like
Hmm.
maybe more structured. But I did live for it. It is giving gospel. Maybe the all white is or the white top is giving gospel.
Yes.
Um
I kind of
but
also wish the
yes.
pants had tassels on like going down the legs.
Here
Kind
you
of
go. Here you go.
listen, baby. You gotta make them pop, baby.
Yes.
Like make it majorette.
Okay.
Like the
Measure
pants
it.
should get majorette. And I would
Okay.
absolutely it would have ate down. But I'm not mad at this right here. Like
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
shout out to Q.
Yeah, shout out to Q. Q is again, once again, doing his big one. We see scenes with him working, creating, doing things,
Hmm.
putting his time, his money into things. Um, not Stellar Award teas. You're funny. Roll on Rebel. Period. That's hilarious. But yes, so he is met up with by Tony.
Hmm.
Um, they kind of just chat about again what's been going on in the group. There was a lot of sit downs this episode. Like I guess because what happened was so big, everybody is just
Hmm.
kind of like getting in their perspective and asking other people what they feel about the situation. Tony was not there, so basically, Q was basically telling her what happened. It seems like she already kind of knows what's going on because like she's basically like I guess after all of that happened at Q's event, some text messages and social media stuff started to happen. So she basically is like, she wanted to know whether Alfeeya misgendered Nova because, of course that's something that people would like wonder, like if a cis
Hmm.
woman is getting into it with a trans woman, like, and it gets there, like of course somebody might pull that card, but people said no, which we didn't see it, but then I guess later she did misgender her, through like a text or something. Um, and at first it kind of seemed like Alfea was trying to make it seem like it was a mistake, but then like if you change it from he to it, then it's like I don't really know if that's a mistake. It seems like
Hmm.
are actually coming for her. Um, but yeah, she's basically like, like I'm not really into that. Um, you know, of course, you are her as a cis straight woman. She is in a queer space, but it's weird because like Nova as a non-black trans woman is in a black space. So,
Hmm.
and she didn't say anything like colorist or like anti-black, I guess, but it's the undertones for me.
Hmm.
It's the way that she's treating Alfea, it's the way that she's making her seem aggressive and violent when it's like, yeah, she got in your face, but like it's not like she did it unprovoked, but what you did was
True.
unprovoked. I don't know. So I like how Tony is kind of seemingly like on both sides, I guess you could say. Like she's not shaming Nova, but she's kind of like, girl, what the fuck? But she's also
Right.
like, Alfea, like, I don't support misgendering in any capacity, which I understand. Um, So yeah, I wonder how things would have went if she was there. Not to say that she's their mom and she's responsible for them, but like I do wonder what would happen if she was at that game night. Like would she have been able to see things in a different way or calm them down? I don't know. But but yeah, I thought that the scene was okay. They just kind of rehashed the drama.
Hmm.
Um I just I said shout out to Sukiyana for being I guess
On
on
the
the flyer
flyer,
for Q's
baby.
birthday.
Yes.
I said period. Now I thought it was Miss Mama's that performed at the wig party. I was a little I didn't know. Shout out to her. I don't remember her name unfortunately, but shout
Yes,
out to
Miss
her.
Skylar Star.
Skylar Star. Yeah, shout out to her.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that might have been her. Um but yeah. I wish
You
I had
was
clicked
you were
I
cute.
wish I had clipped out Q's confessional look. Cause I was like, the gays love a glove. A glove and a blazer with no shirt underneath is gonna get them every time. But yeah, he had on like some gloves, like some pleather gloves. Not pleather, but they were like more vinyl gloves, and like I was like, okay, I'm not mad at this. On the
You
flyer, I
give a
think.
limousine driver, baby.
Yes. All he needs is the hat. Um, but yeah.
My goodness.
So yeah, they kind of talk, and that's pretty much it. Did you have anything else to say about this scene?
Mm-mm. Cute
No.
scene.
Okay. Moving on. Um, I don't know how you're gonna feel about this scene. Well, you've been acknowledging Nova, so I guess things have been okay so far.
It
But
has not been okay. Like, no. The fuck? I just did not. I didn't even write notes for the scene. I'm just gonna leave it at that, baby. You do
Jesus.
what you do,
Okay, I'm gonna do
and
the
when we
heavy
get to the birthday
lifting.
party,
I'm gonna do
yes,
the heavy
I'll give
lifting.
my input.
Before I proceed, I wanted to say, I want to highlight this comment, uh, by Rolo and Rebel. They said, "I love how Tony said that." I love how Tony said that they have a problem with the cis woman, but however, it wasn't right for her to misgender, but disrespect warrants disrespect. Yeah, like again just not a fan of misgender. I feel like there's so many things you could say about Nova that doesn't include her being trans, but
Hmm.
I mean, I get it. If you're hurt and you're caught off guard, you might say something you regret. I feel like you should be held accountable, but I feel like Nova should be held accountable too. It's an even thing for me.
Hmm.
Um, but we proceed to the next scene with Nova in her home, speaking to her therapist. I guess she has like a virtual therapy situation going on. I think it would have been interesting for her to also talk to Twan Dixon. In the last scene of the episode, Alfeeya talks to Twan, but I think it would
Hmm.
have been interesting for him to speak to both of them. But maybe that's a conflict of interest kind of thing. Like, you know, um, they maybe shouldn't be speaking to the same person. Um,
So wasn't Dom and Tag having counseling therapies
I think they were.
sessions with Twan Dixon like a couple seasons ago?
I think they were.
Like,
I think they were. I think they were. But yeah, she talks to her therapist basically about the situation. Um, and I thought this scene was interesting because really, as a therapist, I guess you don't. I'm not a therapist, obviously, but I guess you can't really focus on right and wrong. You have to focus on the feelings and like how they perceive things because it's like you could really like they could really just come in and tell you something that did not happen. Like they could literally just be like, "Yeah, I was at this party and this bitch stepped on my toe and then called me a dummy and then threw a drink in my face and then I had to hit her." Like, but then it's like what actually happened was you did those things to that person and then they hit you. Like. So it's just
mhm,
like the things she was saying in this scene, I was like, I don't think that's how it happened. And then it's like, well, yeah, that did happen, but then you conveniently left out that you did this, So it's just kind of like picking and choosing things that happen. And it's like, oh, this is what I'm mad about. But then it's like, you fail to like basically mention that this also happened, which caused something that made you mad. So I know obviously like if you're upset, like people are gonna remember what made them mad and what pissed them off, but it just didn't give like a accurate account of what happened. But um she goes forth to mention that I guess she was invited by someone. She didn't say Alfea's name, which kind of confused me at first, but she said that she was invited somewhere by somebody and I guess she felt like they were gonna jump her or they were threatening to jump her, so she didn't show up. And then I guess later we it kind of alludes to it being Alfea. I don't know like what really happened with that because the editing was a little weird with that. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like again taking accountability for your actions. To me, it just seemed like you provoked this woman. You said something that you knew was gonna piss her off. Granted, she is an adult and should maintain her composure, but you kind of started with her in the first place.
Mhm.
So for you to kind of like for you to turn the stove on, put the pan in the stove or put the pan in the stove and then heat it up and then grab the pan and be surprised that the pan is hot is a little surprising to me. Um but yeah, it's a little confusing, a little weird. She proceeds to go on and talk about how, her being a trans woman versus Alfea being a cis woman, like, that's why she doesn't really associate with cis women like that. And like it kind of alluded to her being like feeling like she was being kind of attacked for being trans, which to me is a little ingenuine. I feel like Alfea had no problem with you being trans up until you brought up her, baby's
Mhm.
father and like all of that.
That part,
So
cause let's go back to the modeling, and I feel was giving her tens.
Mhm.
Like,
Mhm. She thought
did
they were
did
friends. And I think also that's also a level of like how like hurt. Like, bitch, I thought we were cool. I thought we were
Mhm.
like becoming cool and all of a sudden you spray me and now I find out that you don't like me. And so that's another layer of like, damn, I thought we were cool. It
Right.
would be one thing if she shaded you from the beginning to your face. I don't like you. Or just being shady low key to the point where you're like, oh, I know this bitch don't live for me. But like she thought y'all were cool and then all of a sudden you spray
Mhm.
her and now y'all enemies. Like I could see how that would be like jarring to her. Um but I just also just saw in this scene like just the insecurity for me. Like just the idea of like I have insecurities with myself that I need to deal with and don't obviously I'm not a doctor, so I'm just going off of what I see, but her being just insecure with herself and not wanting to confront those insecurities, she would rather project them onto somebody else. And that person at this point is Alfea. Now, I don't want to put no allegations on her, but I know that sometimes when people are insecure with themselves, they'll look to somebody who they think they're above for whatever reason, and they'll start to pick with them because that makes them feel better about themselves. I don't want to put no allegations on Nova, but you know, Alfea being a dark skinned woman and the way that she's painted her as a dark skinned woman to me is a little weird, especially when it comes to the whole like she was being aggressive. Granted, she was being aggressive, but you calling her dirty and telling her she needs a shower is also
Mhm.
pretty aggressive and confrontational. But sometimes people don't necessarily attribute aggression to people that look like Nova versus people that look like Alfea. So
That
I don't
part.
know. To me, it's just a little weird,
Mhm.
But yeah, she speaks to her therapist, telling her the story. The therapist I thought did a pretty decent job. Again, I'm not a therapist, but like I thought, she was basically like, hey, like people are gonna try to like make you feel a certain way. You have to maintain your composure, but you also need to take accountability for the things that you do in the situation. So I thought that that was a good thing for her to note, but I don't know. It was kind of like talking to a brick wall because she was still just in her like, you know, I'm the victim mentality. Um, she also said something to me that I just thought was kind of interesting as well. Like she said that she thought she was coming into her community. Nova said she thought she was coming into her community. And I just thought that that was interesting because while Afia isn't queer, she is black. And everybody else on the show is black. So
Mhm.
technically this is her community too. It's as much her community as it is yours because they all identify as black. They are black people. They are in community as black people. You're in community with them as, a queer person. So it's not like she's not wanted. She does experience some of the things that they experience even if they're not gay. So I don't know. It was just kind of giving victim to me. Um, but at the same time, when I think about like her not being close with her family, her not, being mistreated by her, boyfriends and partners. I think, I could see her being lonely, I could see her being insecure, and I could see her lashing out. But I don't feel like that gives her the right to mistreat other people in her life, like, or that are in her space. Like, I feel like you know, that's just childish. And for her to be older than I thought I thought she was in her 20s, her like early 20s, like 22, 23. To find out like we about the same age, I think, like, girl, like, I don't know.
Wait, she's mid 20s?
She's like, I think she's approaching 30. I think she's like 28, 29.
I thought she was like 22 or 23.
Yeah. Like, I think we talked about this a couple episodes ago. We thought she was the youngest, but then they were like, no, Alfeeya is the youngest. And then somebody mentioned Nova being like 28, 29.
My
And she even says in
goodness.
the scene she's approaching 30. So, like, you know, I don't know. But
What a bird.
definitely let us know what y'all think about, this scene. I know this scene pissed some people off because, she, basically played victim and kind of lied
Hmm.
about what happened. I get your experience is your experience, but you really talking on shit that did not happen. Or just
Child, she turning on that white woman, that inner white woman right there, baby. My
that privilege.
goodness.
That privilege. Like, and this ain't the first time we've seen somebody that looks like Nova come into a space with black people and mistreat the people in that group. And then,
Hmm.
no shade, the people in that group kind of just let it slide because question mark? I don't know. I don't know why they let it
Hmm.
slide. But, you know, yeah, it is what it is.
Colors, baby.
There you go. There you go. But yeah, I just said I hate when people run their mouth and then when people respond, they want to act like, oh, well, you need to control yourself. It's like, no, you should have controlled yourself when you
Right.
spoke on a situation that had nothing to do with you. Like,
Hmm.
but yeah, she also said something in this scene that I was like, "Oh, girl." Okay, so she talks about how like the groups are divided. The group as a whole is divided into two groups. And so I guess there's the elite girls and then there's the irrelevant, I guess she said. And did you catch her putting Tony in the irrelevant category? I said, "Oh, okay. That's what we're doing."
I
Interesting.
didn't.
I was like, interesting. Okay. And I mean, maybe she doesn't like Tony. I'm not saying like, oh, that's the end of the world, but like I just thought they were cool. And it's like
Hmm.
she seems most comfortable around like men. And I wonder if that's a situation where like that's like she's like a male-centered woman. Like she's like, "Oh, I only have male friends. Like I'm most comfortable around men." And we all know how those women act when they're around other women. So I don't know. I'm gonna highlight a couple comments. Um, let's see. Shout out to Monica Love in the building. Nova has preconceived feelings for cis women. Yeah, I think because she mentioned like this is why I don't really like get along with cis women. And it's like you can't put that on every cis woman. Like just like if you have an experience with a black person, you can't put that experience on all black people. Like and then it's like it's kind of like a catch 22 because it's like if you have a bad experience with a cis woman and then you start being shady to cis women that did not treat you like that and then they start treating you poorly, you didn't think like, oh, well, this is what I'm talking about. But it's like if you didn't attack her in the first place, she wouldn't have done that. So it's like
Hmm.
you kind of trying to confirm your bias by poking at this woman when if you didn't do that, I think y'all probably would have been cool. Um, but yeah, uh, this was the total straw man. This was a total straw man on Nova's part. Exactly, exactly. Um, Monica Love says, "We are not your enemy." Um, Rolling on Rebel said, "Given the fact that Nova said she was on a previous show on my live with other trans dolls, I believe she's the girl on the show that was picked. She was picked on, and now she's on this show." I could definitely see her being picked on because I feel like it's weird because it's like she has this like mentality of like I'm that bitch, like I'll get you together, I'll fight you, but it's like girl, we know that's not who you are. Like we know, like when you said you was gonna fight Alfeeya, I was like, girl, no, you're not. Like, and sometimes people will surprise you, but it's like, girl, it's not giving that. It's not giving that at all. Um, Monica Love said her saying it's a lady thing wasn't slight. It's a natural reaction when women say they're speaking on a when they're speaking with a group of women and men. Trans women should know it's not an offense to them. Yeah, I mean, I get where she's coming from because I think that's probably something that Alfea would have to work on being in a space with queer people. Like, I'm sure it's easy for her to just be like, oh yeah, it's a woman thing. Like, because I'm sure in her mind, yeah, women vaginas, women,
Hmm.
like, but that's not always the case, of course. Like when you're amongst queer people, so I feel like it's just a course correction. But at the same time, when they talked about BV in the first place, Nova was quick to say, "Oh, that's a you thing. You probably had like." Now she didn't say you
True.
probably had that, but she was like, "That's something that you would know about." And
Hmm.
it's like, okay, you quick to put that on her, but when she say, "Yeah, because I
Hmm.
have a vagina," you mad. So it's like, I don't know. Um, but yeah, but yes, shout out to Alfia that's in the building. We are going to bring her on very soon. Running a little
Hmm.
late, so we just have one more scene, or actually two more scenes to talk about. Actually, I think we can just bring her on for the last scene because she's in it. But
Yeah.
yeah. So last scene that we're gonna talk about without her. Um, Kendall has his 31st birthday at a club. He invited just a couple people to celebrate with him. I guess eventually, I think initially he wasn't going to do anything, but then Dom was like, "You treated me so well for my B day, so I want to, return the favor." They go out to a club. I feel like there's this running theme of like black, I guess. Like everybody's just kind of wearing black, black or white. But most people showed up in black for this event. I don't think I got a clip of it, but this was the scene where I think everybody looked really good. Even Nova, I think the dress was cute. This dress, I mean, it's black. Black goes with everything, but I think it looked really good with the hair. Um, and then of course I liked Sammy's outfit as well. Um, yeah, I thought it was, they did look good together. I will say that. Um, but yeah, I like how this group is 30 plus, either approaching 30 or in their 30s. I feel like that kind of speaks to why they're so put together, I guess you could say. And I think it's less random drama. It's more organic, I think, because they're a little older and they're less like I just want to show off for the cameras. So I like that. They invited Sammy, and I think it's funny because I feel like they're trying to recruit Sammy. I feel like Sammy might be in the middle, but they're trying to like recruit him to their side
Hmm.
because they see themselves in him, I guess. But um, they again talk about oh, this is the elite group. They don't all feel that way, I don't think, but some of the people in the group are kind of thinking like this is a clique, like we all kind of clicking up and we're all gonna be those girls together, I guess, those girls and guys together. Um, and this is a scene where I was kind of like, okay, like Q is into fashion. He's shown his fashion, whether people liked it or not. Sammy performs, he dresses. Um, Dom, of course, does dog grooming, fashion, does things. Kendall does things. When it comes to Nova, I'm like, one of these things is not like the others.
Hmm.
And so I'm just kind of like, okay, you're here, you're cute, but like that's kind of not enough for me. Like what else is being offered for you to be in this elite group?
That part.
Like cuz I think the other people in the other group can also dress down, They can put some of them can put their pieces together, but it just kind of gave like what are you bringing to the table besides your looks? I don't know. Um Um, Wait, so I'm sorry, I'm trying to catch the comments. But what did you think of this scene?
Um, shout out to Kendall, cute scene. I
Mhm.
gotta stop saying cute scene. The scene was I'm always here for a birthday celebration. Black is my color, so
Mhm.
baby, no shade, but I saw that light skinned nigga, Vinny Watson, walking through the club. I'm like, look at this freaky ass nigga.
Vinny
My
Watson.
goodness,
Who was
baby.
that?
No, he was back in them Tumblr days, baby.
Oh,
He was active back in them Tumblr days, baby.
you
But
are such a
yeah, shout out to
heathen.
him. Shout out to him, baby. You want to talk about a serial entrepreneur? Yes.
Okay.
Anywho, yes, I I like the other group more. Um, the other, I guess, redactor called them irrelevance, whatever. Carl
Mhm.
Trammell, Tony, Alfeeya. Um, I live for Dom, and I'm still
Yeah.
getting to know Quinton and Kendall and Sammy, but I'm always gonna be Team Carl. Like,
Yeah.
um, I'm just always gonna be Team Carl.
It's funny because like they did mention like or somebody mentioned like the irrelevance, like the other people in the group. But I'm like, this group cannot like this group right here cannot survive this show like on their own. Like this I don't think like and no shade to anybody that's in this group, but I don't think y'all can carry this show by yourselves. Y'all need those other girls, those other boys, people to like make the show what it is. Like
So, do you think with just this core group, well, even with Ken, yeah, just this group, do you think with their work ethic,
mhm,
like if there wasn't like an event or somebody just working every episode, do you think they would be able to hold up this franchise or not?
no. I'm
Really?
sorry. I
So,
don't.
do you think
I
none of them have like the personality to kind of?
I don't, and again, like I think Dom has personality. I think Sammy has. I think they all have personality. Well, most of them have personality,
Mhm.
but I think I think it would be a cute show, but I don't think it would be the show that it is. Like I just don't. I feel like they're all reserved. They're a little more refined. They're a little more, but I hate to say it, but that's sometimes boring. Especially if you're not at like and again no shade to the people on the show, especially if you're not at the top tier of your art or your creativity. We need a little zaniness, we need a little fun, we need a little, it's not that serious because that makes the show even. If we just had a bunch of people like, oh, like, just serious, oh, I'm pretty, I'm cute, I'm doing this, like that would
You
be a little
finally remove
vapid.
that stick out of your ass, is what you saying?
That's kind of what it's giving. Yeah.
Okay.
It would be a little boring. I'm sorry. You know. Now
Okay.
Instagram,
Okay.
it would eat, but like on a show, I don't think y'all could carry that 50 minutes. I'm sorry, I don't. Like y'all
I
need
agree.
Carl, y'all need but even Dom is a little zany and funny. Like so to me it's just like that's why I think the cast works so well like as a whole because you have different characters. Some people are reserved, some people are shady and reserved. Some people are zany and funny and out there and like so it's just like you need both. But I get where they're coming from because they clicked up, and they see themselves in each other and, they think they're them girls and those other girls don't matter. So, you know, that's their opinion. But me
It's
watching, I need to see
you know
both.
what it's giving?
Todos los
It's
dos.
giving
Like,
since it's giving the Bad Girls Club season now House Divide, where Megan
mm-hmm,
kind of thought that she clicked like she linked or clicked up with Fallon and Julie, thinking that
mm-hmm,
they all kind of had well, she actually befriended Rima because Rima was pretty,
mm-hmm,
and just because Rima was pretty, and she found out Rima was clapping that ass. That's what
mm-hmm.
it's giving. So
Exactly.
they kind of are kind of just not bonding over materialistic. Like I feel like at least three out of the four people in this photo have stellar work ethic, but I feel
Mm-hmm.
like it's more so let's kind of get to know each other because the other bitches are kind of a little too much.
Yeah.
Not less force this friendship, but yeah,
Hmm.
it's a little dry.
It's
Um,
given like school, like maybe one semester you're in a class with somebody and y'all don't have that class no more, so y'all not really that
mhm,
cool. But like in that
mhm.
class, y'all were those girls. Y'all were together. Y'all were in each other's space. But now that we're not in that class no more, we don't really have anything to talk about. I feel like that's kind of what this group gives, maybe. But um, Roll on Rebel agrees with your BGC 9 reference.
Literally,
Um,
they thought Megan or they thought Rima Ashley Jersey was like unclassy or not classy. And
hmm.
then what happened? They ended up getting tired of Megan,
Yeah.
and then she just whooped their ass and left the house. Now I
Yeah.
ain't saying somebody in this group
No,
gonna get
yeah.
their ass whooped, but
Mhm.
it's a little we might get tired of each other,
Right.
and we might go over to the ghetto girls.
Mm. Honestly, it's also giving shout out to anybody that watched the Circle NYC, the haves and the have-nots. Like,
That season.
yeah, it also gives that. Um but yeah, also shout out to Spicy Original that's in the building. Thank you for being
Yes, thank you
here.
for
Good to
being
see
here.
you. Um Hopefully my mic is working, y'all. I'm trying. Like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, shout out to
One
everybody
day we
that's in the
gonna make the
building.
great migration off of StreamYard to somewhere else, but right now it's just not. It's not giving. Um, but yeah. I wanted to highlight another comment. Dom said, "Once you back off us, we'll back off you." Interesting. Oh, I think the girls are fighting in the comments, but um, I don't know. I'm trying to follow up what's going on, but Carl, shout out to Carl. Thank you for being here.
Yes, K
Um,
Star.
he said, apparently I can't be around shiny things. I might spill a 40 on
My
it."
goodness. Put off that old though, baby.
But the 40 ounce was so funny to me because it's like it's just zany. It's like out there. Like I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but
Hmm.
he's funny. We need him. Um, they need people like me, Chung Lee. Anyway, from Redacted Minaj. Anyway,
Oh my
I
goodness.
don't know if I can keep making those comments in this climate.
No, please don't. No, absolutely not.
But yeah,
Goodness.
I don't really have much else to say about this. I just know that I just know that they can't carry this on their own. At least I don't think it would be as enjoyable. Um, they do kind of mention that maybe Alfea and Nova should talk. I don't think they need to talk, to be honest. Maybe later in the season they could maybe have a sit down. But to me, it just seems like again, it just seemed like Nova whacked Alfea for no reason. So it's just
Hmm.
like I could see if like they something happened and they both were at each other's throats. Um, but like what happened just seemed solely on Nova, initially. So it's like, why would they talk? Um, yeah, I don't get it. But I still think it's strange that nobody asked why she said that. Like
Hmm.
why she said the thing about her Althea's baby father. Like it just seemed like everybody just accepted it. Like, oh, that's just something you chose to do. Um, but yeah. Did you have anything else to say about this scene?
No.
No? Okay. Um, All right. Well, we're gonna proceed to the next scene. I'm going to drop the link for Alfea. Hopefully, she's in the building. We normally
Chat,
just send it.
yes.
We're normally a little more professional, but I feel like it's a little easier to do it here. So, Alfea, definitely feel free to follow the link that I just put in the chat. Shout out to everybody that's here. Thank you guys for being here. Once
Hey.
again, I hope I'm heard. Hopefully, I don't sound like I'm in the bottom of the ocean or, 30 feet away or something like that.
My goodness.
Um, but yeah. Um, oh, okay. I just want her to give me a thumbs up when she's ready. Period. Hello, can you hear us?
Yes.
Oh, I think you're muted.
Hey y'all,
Hey,
Yes.
what's
Hello,
up?
Miss Alfeeya.
how are
Thank you for joining
y'all?
We're
us.
Thank
We're
you for
good.
good. How
Thanks
are
for
having
you?
joining
me.
us. Of course, of course. I'm so glad you could make it. How are you
Yes,
feeling
Thank
today?
you.
absolutely.
I am wonderful. I'm out with my family. They currently in a restaurant eating.
Oh, okay, okay. We ain't gonna keep you for too long then.
Yes.
But yeah, okay. So a lot has been happening. We haven't talked about your scene with Twan yet, but I just kind of wanted to just like go through some stuff and then we can go over the scene real quick.
Okay.
But so my first question is, do you like regret signing up for Chasing Atlanta? Like, is there any regrets that you're having?
No,
No?
I
Okay.
don't have no regrets. I feel like everything's gonna go exactly how it went, and God doesn't make mistakes. It was no coincidence that she was gonna say that. It was gonna happen regardless. So
Okay. Do
yeah.
you think like going into like your experience now, like looking back, do you think like this was the experience you were gonna have? Like, did you have an idea of what you wanted to do and like what it was gonna be?
Well, the theme is chase. So I thought I was just gonna express chasing my dreams, meet some new people, collaborate, get some networking going on. I didn't expect all the chaos. However, I never watched the season fully through. I just skipped
Hmm.
around through seasons. So I didn't really have expectations. I was just gonna come and be myself.
Got you. Were
Yeah.
you like nervous to be around like queer people? Like, I mean, not nervous to be around queer people, but like it just being like a show full of queer people and you being the only straight, cis
I was nervous
person.
about like stepping on toes or like saying the wrong verbiage or just offending people. I was nervous about that, but that was pretty much it.
Okay, got you. And
Yeah.
so I guess with your situation with Nova, we kind of see her like in the confessional throwing shots at you, but we don't see it in the scenes. Was there anything that like happened before Q's game night that had you kind of like, what the fuck?
No,
Like, no? Okay.
absolutely nothing.
Okay.
Absolutely nothing. I thought we was cool. I really did.
Hmm.
I thought we were getting along. As you see in the modeling scene, I'm calling her beautiful. I'm complimenting her all the time. I didn't know that there was any underlying issue or animosity or hostility towards me. I didn't know anything. I thought everybody liked me. I didn't even know that they were offended by me calling them girl. Nobody ever said anything to me. Tony was the one who brought that to my attention because she was told by somebody in the group. She never specified whom.
Hmm. That's
So with that, like because I've kind of seen some of the cast members, particularly like the male cast members, kind of refer to other uh male cast members as like, girl or
I
sis or
saw.
whatever. So like
mhm.
I was trying to figure out like is there maybe like a maybe almost like a condescending kind of tone or maybe like some type of misinterpretation when you kind of use it or
I
when
don't
you
know,
kind of
cause I'd be like, girl, I don't know. I didn't think I was being condescending. I didn't think I was being rude. I didn't think anything because nobody ever said anything. Like if I was saying it, they just let me say it. They never said they were offended. And as you said that they were calling each other girl, I thought it was normal because I was
Mhm.
hearing it, and that's what I was used to. As y'all know, my best friend is bisexual, and she has 7 brothers, and they're all gay. And I have a
Wow.
transgender auntie. Her name is Brooke. So I just feel like me being a heterosexual woman, they shouldn't judge me. They don't know where I'm from or what my life was like growing up or what I was surrounded by. So I feel like I was just prejudged, and I can't speak for anybody in reference to how they feel or why they took it the way that they did. All I know is it was never brought to my attention, so I didn't know.
Right. Did you because we see the scene where you're like first introduced to the group at Sammy's
Oh,
event
before
or
I'm
his
sorry, I don't mean to cut
uh-huh.
you out, but
No, go
before we
ahead.
move on, she
Hmm.
also said that they didn't like the fact that I was heterosexual. I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
That's to me that's so weird because like normally like especially on shows like this it's like people have like their like straight girlfriend like the gays like oh they'll gravitate towards the women like the straight girl but like the
hmm
And
other
Q's
gay
best friends
men.
are straight women, straight black women.
Right, right. So I don't know if maybe
Tony
there's
showed
a
her mother,
right.
like,
Yeah. I don't know if it was an issue with you sharing the platform with them. Like maybe it's like a competition thing because you're on the show with them. But I thought that was weird. And then like even like at Sammy's showcase, it was kind of like once they found out you were straight, they were like, "What?"
Oh
Like they were kind of yeah. It was weird. So I don't know. Did you feel any like tension from them? I mean, I guess you said they didn't care or they didn't mention that they cared that you called them
no,
girl,
I didn't
but
feel any tension. I just felt like everybody was just kind of on eggshells trying to feel me out, and then they kept expressing to one another and myself that they wanted us to open up to each other. They want us to, hang around each other more. They kept saying that. So when I did express the whole Twitter situation, I never said gay for pay. Well was the one who informed me what gay for
mhm,
pay was. I didn't even know the terminology. And I was just letting them know some information because they were talking about OnlyFans in the group huddle. But when they played the
mhm,
recording, it sounds like I'm talking to myself. It sounds like a run on sentence. And then they showed the scene where we were outside, but that's not where the conversation happened. The conversation happened after we seen Noelle walking. We took that break because Tony was getting ready for her to do face.
mhm.
So Tony was getting ready and Noelle had just finished. That was the correlation. They were talking about OnlyFans. Like we were just all conversing. We were just getting to know each other. Like we're getting to
Right.
know each other. And I'm naturally just like an open book. Like this information that y'all are learning. This is not something that my family just found out with y'all. Like everybody knows already. Like
Yeah.
it never mattered. I think they wanted me to feel shame or
Mhm.
embarrassment, and I don't like that because I really am a
It's
nice person.
homophobic. Really. I mean, like the idea that you should feel some type of way that
And
somebody
then
that you had a kid with.
you correlated me being dirty with homosexuality. If
Exactly.
he is, because I don't even know if he is having sex with men or not. I just said that
Mhm.
I seen him selling his content. It didn't matter if you was an elder, a woman, a man. Like he was, if you
Mhm.
purchased it, he was selling it. And it's not like the videos or the pictures had another man in it. It was women in the videos.
Mhm.
He just was selling it to everybody. You get what I'm saying? So
Right.
I'm not here to say my baby daddy. That's his story to tell. I was just relating because that was something that happened to me. So it's also my
Right.
story as well now.
Right. Did you feel like cuz this whole episode I've been wondering like why hasn't anybody asked Nova why she decided to give this information out? It just seemed very random. Like obviously it seemed like she did it for a moment, but
Yeah.
like did you feel like kind of like I don't know, gaslit that like you reacted to like something that she did to you
I
unprovoked?
felt like the blame was on me. Like, even though that they were saying that they were neutral and that they liked me, I just felt like nobody could get past the fact that I got in her face. Like that's all they could think of. Like, and
Mhm.
that I expressed it to them. They couldn't get over that. So I just felt like with this being the community that it is and this platform being the platform that it is, that they just wanted to stick with their community and shed light on that. But it's not
Mhm.
like I offended no or tried to offend nobody or intentionally did things to her. Like even with the text messages, I heard y'all talking about it and you were saying that you don't like Damon, you were saying that you're not cool with the misgendering, which is
Mhm.
why I took the message back because me and Tony are cool. She has been like an auntie to me since I came in this. Like
Mhm.
Tony loves me down and vice versa. But I took it back because I'm like, okay, Alfeeya, you've been doing good. You ain't said nothing out the way. Like you've been holding your composure. You are a walking brand. Like you can't do that. Like you friends with Tony, you fuck with Tony. It's not fair to Tony and it's not fair to you to put yourself out there like that when you know what you want for you and your child. So that's another reason why I took the message back. And I only
Okay.
said it because she said she hopes my baby bookmarked the episode. So like she really
Mhm.
sent me there and I was moving
Yeah.
out of emotions, which is why I apologized to the community and to Tony because I didn't mean it like that. I was just emotional as fuck. Like I'm already going through stuff personally, and y'all don't know about it. I mean, a
Mhm.
few people knew a little bit, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, that's my stance on it. So yeah, I didn't mean to offend the community, and I was trying to offend you, Damon, by misgendering Nova, because she is a
No,
pretty
I
girl.
understand. No, I understand.
Yes,
And I
that's
feel
very
like
big of you, Alfeeya. Thank
yeah,
you.
absolutely. And I
Like,
feel like
yes.
not to I appreciate you saying that and like I mean like I'm not trans so I feel like you like I'm not
No, no,
I'm
no.
just
But you
going off
said
what I see but
it, so I had to
right,
apologize.
right, right, right. But I just love how like and not to like take that and then like bring Nova into it but like you're like taking accountability for what you said but then when we see the scene with her even in like I looked at the live that you did on Chasing Reality, the after show, like in the comments is just giving like no accountability, like it's all your fault. And so I don't know, I weirdly pity her because I just feel like this is coming from some other
Like a
place.
deeper play. Yes.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So I
So
can't even be mad at her because I've seen like family members move out of trauma. I witnessed friends move out of trauma. So in a sense, I pity her too because I don't
yeah,
want that for you. Like we ain't never gonna be friends.
right,
That ain't never gonna happen.
right.
However, I can treat you like a human because you are.
Yeah. No, I see that. So when it comes to the group division, like how do you feel about that? Like we really seeing like
I ain't like it.
yeah.
I didn't like it. I feel like if everybody was moving out of a right is right, wrong is wrong place, that there would be no division. I
Mhm.
feel like if everybody didn't come in prejudging, not just excluding myself, if we didn't prejudge each other, then maybe we could have been like a big happy family. But that's not the case. And we got the
Yeah.
division we got. So it is what it is. I'm not here to beg for nobody to be in my life because nobody was in my life prior to me getting on the show. Besides
Right.
Tremel and Carr, because I was in the same spaces as them, which is another thing.
Mhm.
I was already in these spaces that they're referring to.
Yeah, and then I even said it earlier, like the fact that you are a black woman, like you're a black person, and I don't know how Nova identifies. I just assumed she was Hispanic, not a non-black Hispanic person. But
You'll
like,
see what she identifies as in a couple episodes. It'll be coming up.
ooh, okay, okay. Well, I read her as Hispanic, so to me, she's stepping into a space that she doesn't belong to as well.
Yeah, yeah,
So I feel like that should also be highlighted. But I feel like it seems like everybody's just like, well, she's trans, so and we're
Mhm.
all gay, so that's how it works. But
yeah,
I did kind of want to go into the scene with you talking to Twan Dixon because I just felt like it was good to see you like kind of go through your
yeah,
feelings because you're kind of like the person that is really going through it at this point. So
yeah.
um, I did want to say that it was kind of I don't know what is going on with Chase the Reality. It's kind of funny because like this is the like second or third scene where it looked like this was about to be like a horror movie on Tubi. Like it was the music and you looking around. I said, "Is she
Yes,
about to
I
get
was like, what's
attacked?
supposed to go on,
What's
baby?
going
Like,
on?"
I ain't know what was going on. But
It was
mamas, you
giving
stepped around and you were serving legs.
yes,
Oh,
And I was like,
thank
Miss
you,
yes,
F, you serving legs, baby.
right.
Like
thank you.
I said, "Is this Scream 7? What's going on?" Like, dang.
Freaking
Yes, I was just
slowly
like,
but surely. I didn't know nothing about the horror music.
uh-huh. I was like, "Whoa, okay." But we see you just talking to Twan. And first of all, like, I don't know if you can say this, but like, did the scene start right when you sat down, or did you guys have? I mean, you don't have to tell us what happened behind the cameras, but like, did you guys talk before, or was it like the cameras just turned on and y'all started talking?
No, so the cameras didn't just cut on. We had a briefing explaining how
Okay,
therapy goes because I ain't never been in
right.
therapy before. So that was pretty
Okay.
much
Okay, that's good to hear. Cause yeah, I would hate for it to just be like, oh, sit down and the cameras are on.
no.
But cool. Okay. So you basically kind of speak on some things that you're going through. You mentioned that you are transitioning out of employment. Are you comfortable telling us like what industry you worked in before you committed
Property
yourself to singing?
so
Okay.
property management at the time I was a lease consultant transitioning to an assistant property manager. My property manager had left the company and I didn't have a leasing consultant to assist me with the property, so it was just me and a supervisor of maintenance, so just two people with 114 houses. They had it was an HOA
Oh.
community, so it was a lot on me, especially with me having to pick my son up from daycare at a certain time and the extended hours that they needed me for because we are the only people here running the property. So I quit because of that, not just because I wanted to. Chasing
Hmm.
Atlanta was reaching out to me. My dreams was coming. So I just took it as a sign of God for me to take a break. Because at the end
Right.
of the day, even though I was going through it and my bills was months behind, my lights and stuff was never off. Like God still allowed me to have. I was still able to feed my child. My child had everything he needed. Like, and I had my mom and my sister. So it was never like I was just broken and I was just praying that chasing reality was gonna change my life. It's like I was just going through a lot and it was too much for me to bear. And so for people to come in and attack me the way that they did, is it was just a lot because they didn't know the
Right.
story as to why I quit. And they just think I just quit it because chasing reality. No, it was things going on, and I
Hmm.
took this as a sign.
So did they like cuz I you did mention something about like people kind of being weird about you like not being able to do what they do because you quit your job. Was there like comments or like something based on like you quitting your job? Did somebody shade you for that or something like that?
I'm not. They never dated me in person. However, like Nova, when Nova would take little jabs, she would say things like, "I'm not the one who has to ask for gas money." But at the time, I didn't know Nova didn't have a car, and she was Ubering everywhere, so that could have been a dig if I wanted to use it. But I
Mhm.
didn't. I didn't take it there either. And even though she wasn't privy to the information of me being unemployed, so I knew that conversations were being had in regards to me.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Okay. Um so sorry. Trey, do you have any do you have any questions? I'm
Yeah,
trying to read my
I'm
notes
kind of
and
curious because it kind of seems like I don't know. It kind of seems like somebody was kind of throwing Alfeeya under the bus a little bit, like almost kind of going back and kind of having
Dominique was the one.
conversations about
Dominique
you.
gas money. So I didn't understand how Nova knew I got gas money from anybody.
oh. You said Dominique. You asked Dominique for gas money or Dominique
I
asked?
told I told Dominique and Ondario that I wasn't going to be able to make it to a scene, and Dominique assisted me with gas.
Got you. Okay.
He gave me $20. Yeah, that I actually
Okay.
need to.
Hmm. Okay. I mean, it's interesting because it's like you would think that they would like knowing that you're a single mom, like you have a small child, you would think that they would embrace you more. Like, and again, it seems like they are kind of leaning more towards Nova, and I think they can see, even with like Tony calling her like little sister and like things like that. And I'm like, well, Alfea is, also pretty young and also
Hmm.
like
I'm the
trying to
youngest
make a way for
cast.
herself. Right, like you said, yeah, the youngest on the cast. So to me, it was just kind of like this like coddling a little bit, where it's
Hmm.
like with you, Alfia, it's like, well, hey, you put it out there, you put that information out there, so
Be
hey,
strong.
yeah, yeah, and so yeah, I don't know, like I've mentioned it before, like I'm not the type of person to just bring up like colorism and like things like that out of nowhere, but like to me, it just kind of seems like the optics are there for me. I'll say that.
Yeah.
So, um, especially since we're just used to seeing like black women like just kind of make a way for themselves and like you'll be
Hmm.
all right and you'll deal with it and we give grace to other people. So I can definitely see that.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you were able to talk to Twan. He did mention that like he wanted to get y'all in a room together. I personally felt like that wasn't a good idea just because your mental health is kind of like the focus and like how you feel and how you're going to navigate through this group is the focus, not I get it, he's a part of the show and maybe that was the producer you know part of the situation, but yeah, I was like, I don't think they need to be in a room together, but we do see that y'all are going to be in a room together
Yeah. There
next
was some scenes
episode.
I didn't see, but Nova's name kept being brought up a lot in my therapy session, and that was
Hmm.
irritating me. But y'all didn't get to see that part of the
Right.
therapy session. Close to some information about my childhood, which me and Andario came to the conclusion it was a little too explicit in
Okay.
reference to what happened to me. So he didn't want anybody to use that against me, just like what has already happened. So he was just protecting me. So certain things y'all didn't get to see.
Right. Got it. Yeah, I noticed that you kind of alluded to that, and I'm glad that he kind of had that foresight to be like, hey, maybe this isn't something that we want to talk about.
Yeah.
So that's good. I could see it definitely being annoying that like your op is being brought up in a scene where you're trying to talk
I
about your
was
own
getting so
feelings.
irritated.
Yeah. Um. So like, how long did it take for you to? Because I'm assuming that you're like now back on the show. Like you decided not to quit. How much time?
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. So how long did it take for you to just be like, or was this
So everybody's gonna act like when they reached out to me that I didn't converse back with them, or that I didn't want to go back to just to get to know people more, that I just was blaming everybody for the things that Nova had done, and that wasn't the case. When people did reach out to me, the ones who did reach out to me know who they were. I
Mhm.
expressed it to give me a couple weeks, like, let me talk to God. I need to figure out what it is I need to do next, because I have never been in a predicament like this. And this is my first time on reality TV. Like, a bunch of people are going to see me, and I want notoriety for what it is that I do. How can I navigate through this emotionally when I'm presenting myself on this screen? So I told everybody to give me a couple weeks. I need to talk to God. And I literally said it just like that. I need to talk to God. So for them to be offended that I needed to talk to God and I needed to take a couple weeks, it made me think they got some demons. Because why are you offended that I'm not hanging out with y'all? You seen what happened? I can't just jump back in it. I'm raising a
Dang.
son, and this is affecting me emotionally. It's hard for me to function as a mother right now, as a brand. Like, how do I fix
Right.
this?
Yeah, I can definitely see that. Um, you talk about, of course, like you made a song for your son. Like how does your son and like being a mom, like how does that kind of like inform your art and your singing?
I love him. He shows me he's so smart. He just shows me in every way why I should keep going. Because if I live out
Mhm.
my dreams and I show him that it's possible, he's going to be everything that he can be. And I just want him to be better than me. So I want to be a great example for him, especially since I'm the face that he sees the most most often.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just want to be a great example. I love
I'm
him.
sure
He inspires me. He's so smart. Like,
I'm sure he sees your face when he looks in the mirror because y'all look just alike too. So
Yeah,
like,
twins.
like
Yes,
he knew
twins.
twins.
he got the
Like
head.
But Alfeeya,
right.
during your therapy session with Twan, you mentioned that you have support from your sisters and your mom, which I think is absolutely amazing because I know a lot of single parents really don't have like
Yeah,
the support. But one of the things that you also mentioned is that he is your child, so you take the sole responsibility for him. And I kind of feel like that's also kind of a disconnect that a lot of parents these days have, where they feel like, well, I have parents or I have grandma, or my kids have grandparents, so I could just drop them off
yeah,
and I'll just come back whenever. I like that you I love that you are a parent first and foremost, and that your
yeah,
Mm,
son is your first priority, and that your first priority is, taking care of him, and that you aren't just dropping him off and I guess just running the
yeah,
streets or whatever. So I absolutely
yeah.
love that you are a parent, a mother, like first and foremost. Like, so
I
I just
feel
want to
like it's
congratulate
important
you.
for me to thank you so much, by the way. I think that it's important for me to be intentional in his life. Like, I feel like my presence matters because I met my biological father at the age of 22. So I didn't even know I had a different father the entire time. I done found out that he from St. Thomas and I'm Caribbean. I'm thinking I'm just a little black girl learning how to run
wow.
track, doing well in life, but no, more to my story that I didn't even know about. So I feel like it's important for me to be intentional in my son's life. I'm already chasing my dreams, having to go to venues, and I'm missing certain things. Like, and she is having to watch him on certain occasions. So it's important that when I can be there, that I am there.
Right.
Period.
Yeah, I mean, you're juggling a
Period.
lot, and yeah, I mean, I would guess like most people on the cast can't really relate because no, nobody else on the cast has like a child, so
Mhm.
Right.
you are kind of like in a way on an island because you're experiencing things that they, I guess, cannot relate to.
Yeah,
Um, I
and
So
guess
vice
was
like,
versa.
Quentin I'm sorry, was Quentin's
right.
game night, was that kind of like the first group outing where like how did you feel going into Quentin's game night versus how you left feeling? Like what was your energy like walking into game
When when I walked into game night, I was like, "Oh yes, Bessie, we finna get drunk." He got some Biscoff ice cream bars. We finna eat. Like, I'm excited. Finna play games with the girls. Like, we finna turn the fuck up. So like, I thought I was about to turn up. So for her to say what she said in front of Q's outside friends that's not a part of the cast, and then for the new members in the cast who weren't a part of the conversation when we had the ball, because Carl and Ken came in later on. They wasn't a part of that. So they didn't
night?
know. You get what I'm saying? But had they asked me, I would have told them. However, for her to say it in front of those people and then in front of the cast, I was like, okay, this is a lot. This is a lot.
Mm.
I'm only gonna be dirty so many times.
Right. Is was that like a storyline that you plan on like kind of talking about on the show, or was that just a moment like during the ball like that you just kind of were talking like
Yeah, so that was just a moment in the ball that I was just kind of just like venting. So
Okay.
Prior to me being casted on the show, during my interview, I informed, they asked us, all the people who got interviewed, they asked, they say, what is it something that you don't want to talk about or that you don't want filmed on the show? And I made it very clear that I did not want to talk about my child's father. I did not want to have to explain my trauma. I did not want to have to go in depth to our relationship. That he was off limits because I didn't want to represent him and my child in a bad way. So they were aware
Hmm.
that I didn't
Okay.
want to talk about him.
Right. Okay. Hmm. That's interesting.
It's
But
always got to be
they
that one bitch.
that they didn't know that Nova was going to do what it is that she did. After I sent the email and I expressed my grievances,
Hmm.
Daria called me like you, or he responded rather to the email, and he talked to me on the phone, and he said like we didn't have nothing to do with that. We didn't know nothing about that. Like I
Hmm.
can't help what she say. Is basically what the email boiled down to.
Yeah.
So
And
I know like the scene is heavy on redactor right now. I kind of not to like backtrack or like just suddenly shift gears, but I kind of would like to focus on like the more positives of like the season
Mhm.
involving Alfeeya. So
Yeah,
like you had to showcase earlier this season, baby. You covered Miss Tony Braxton. You kind of forgot the lyrics. I ain't mad at you, baby, but you carried it. You did what you had to do, baby.
I love
You got
Tony, but I
over
also would have been like,
Listen, you gotta. So, like, can you kind of go
terrible.
back to like the showcase? Like, could you kind of tell us about the prepping for the showcase and like the actual event itself? Like, how were you feeling watching people kind of like flock in and take their seats to see you or watch you perform?
Mhm.
I was so nervous because the Apex Museum was going to have that event regardless of me. Uh, However, they reached out to me to include me into the thing, and they asked me who it was that I wanted to sing. So like I only had a week or a week and a half to prepare, and we are supposed to submit our scene. So I submitted it to Andario because I felt like this was a big moment for me. I want them to see it, but once
Period.
I got and I seen how many people was in there, I was sweating bullets. Like I was nervous from the time I walked in.
I mean, I feel like you handled it really well though. Like, it may not have went the way you wanted it to go, but you kind of like picked it up with like singing your own music, which I think is so kind of like poetic. Like the fact that you singing
Thank
your own music is what,
Yes.
is
And that's why I say like you got over. You did what you had to do, baby. So I was
yeah.
like living
you.
for the. I thought the performance of showcase was stellar. Like me and Damon are kind
Yeah.
of big on like cast members who are like actually pushing their craft and their art. And I feel
Mhm.
like you are one of the new faces, kind of along with Quinton and Noel and Sammy.
Yeah.
All of y'all minus one person are kind of showing y'all craft and y'all hustle and y'all talent. So I absolutely like applaud y'all for that. But I feel you just kind of stood out to me one because you're gorgeous, like as hell. Like you're just
Mhm.
strikingly beautiful. You walked in the fashion
You.
show with Dom and Redacted. I said that you ate your look. The
Mhm.
walk was
Thank you.
T. Like I just kind of feel
Thank
like, and I don't want to sound like a groupie right now, but I'm putting you kind of on the platform where Mother Tony Bryce and Mother Ariel O'Hara Monroe, where y'all can kind of like do no
Okay.
wrong in my eyes. Like
Okay.
y'all
I
come on the
see
thank you.
show, y'all do y'all shit.
it.
Like I mean, that's what I feel like.
Yeah.
That's what chasing is about. I mean, I'm gonna also give like Quinton and like I said,
Mhm.
Sammy, Tremel. Tremel is gonna be give Tremel his flowers,
Dominic,
but
Yeah.
Noel
Dom,
can rep his
no,
ass
yes.
off.
yes, I feel like
Dominic,
all of the
because
newbies
Lil
and
all them.
Mhm.
period. Leah, like Don went on tour with fucking like Missy Elliott. And like Damon, I said, not a lot of people can say they've been in the same room with like
With her.
Missy
Yeah.
Elliott. So yeah, it's
That's
like the
wild.
newbies and some of the OGs are like carrying, and then it's just like that one bad apple who kind of just has to nitpick and kind of just like bring the show down and just kind of just ruin a good experience for somebody. So I hate that you're like going through that, but I also feel like you are resilient enough to like bounce back and kind of
Right.
put redacted in your back pocket and
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
keep moving forward. Like you said, your focus is reaching your dreams, and I feel like that's what fucking chasing is about. Like I sound
Yeah.
cliche, but it's not like making your storyline drama is just never gonna win over anybody. You won't get far like just being so
Yeah.
goddamn negative.
I don't want to do reality TV for the rest of my life, and that's where
Right.
drum. They need drum to do that. That ain't what
Yeah,
I'm. Mm-mm.
Yeah. Especially when it's tied to your like actual life.
yeah, that
Um,
part.
Yeah.
But I also wanted to, cause like people have talked about your singing. Speaking of the
Yeah,
performance,
my phone on
uh,
3%.
oh, 3%. Okay, I got one more question. Okay,
Okay,
so people talked about your singing for better or for worse. I think your singing is very unique. Um,
thank you.
did you want to just speak to like your influences?
Yeah,
Hey,
so growing up, we listened to a lot of blues music. So I grew up in Mississippi, Louisville,
Mhm.
Mississippi to be exact, and then I grew up in Atlanta as well. This is where I was born, Georgia. So
Okay.
my influence varies from the South, like the deep South for real. So like listening to like Lauryn Hill, Erica Badu, or like Step Cat, Here Kitty Kitty, like real blues music. Like I was
Hmm.
really
okay.
influenced by the things that was even gospel music. Like Leandria Johnson is one of my favorite gospel singers.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, I feel like
Period.
it's very unique and very interesting, and like even with like
Yes.
the way like SZA sings now, and like some of the other like artists that are coming up sings, I feel like it's very unique. So
Hmm.
I appreciate it. I just was like curious as
Yeah,
to like how you created that sound.
yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just thinking hour and then started
Okay,
writing.
hey, that's practice. That's practice. But I just want to say thank you so much for coming on our platform. We've seen you in the
Yes.
chat, of course. Thank you so much for supporting us.
Yes. Thank you so
And we're
much.
just excited to see, where things go with you on the show. How hopefully we see more of
Yeah.
your singing, as well as you like interacting positively with the group. But
Hmm.
I know your
Yeah.
phone is dying, so I hope that you have a good rest of your Saturday.
Yes.
And
Thank you.
yeah.
Yes. Thank you for
Before you let
joining
me go,
us.
I do want to say that I will have the Bitches You Cool shirts and Hootin' and Hollering crew next
Okay.
Friday on Top Shop, as well as the music video for Letter to My Son dropping on the 15th of March. Music video will be
Yes.
shot, but I don't need no extras. It's just me and my son. And then I had
Period.
a photo shoot yesterday. Photos will be dropping in 2 weeks. I gave a little Naomi
Okay.
Campbell tease, and this time I'm
Yes.
wearing a wig. Welcome.
Okay.
Period.
Excited to see these things.
Yes. Come
Yes.
through.
So even
Yes.
outside of the show, I'm still chasing. Okay. I know that's
Very
right.
much
That part.
All right, but
That
we will let
part.
you go. Have a great night.
Yes. Have a great weekend,
bye,
Alfeeya.
y'all.
Thank you for
Love
joining
y'all.
us.
Bye. Love
Love
you
you too.
too.
Yes.
Peace.
Yes, baby. I
That
absolutely
was
just
cute.
love Alfeeya.
I
Yeah,
know.
she's
She's such
like
a
so down to earth and just like so
and
see when your feet is grounded on
hmm
the earth and that bitch ain't really 100% with herself or themselves, they gonna come for you.
yeah. And
But you
to me
can't
it's
really knock down somebody who is like resilient, somebody who's
right.
strong. Like you can't knock down a persevering person. So like shout out to Alfeeya.
Yeah, shout out to her. And it's also interesting because it's just like you would expect like for somebody who's gone through what she's gone through to be like very angry and very
Hmm.
like, and this bitch did this and this bitch did that, but like she seemed very like chill and very like into talking about, you know,
Baby,
what
she
she
probably
has
see
coming
that the
up.
comments is doing what needs to be done. The chasing comments is doing what needs to be done. So she probably just like,
Yes, most of the people are on her side.
yeah,
Most of the people are not
literally
on
on
Nova's
Redacted's
side.
ass.
Um,
Literally on Redacted's
K
ass.
started so funny. I wanted to highlight this comment, but so much was happening. But he said, "Okay, the
Advertising
advertising
getting
getting cold."
cold.
Well, the phone
My
died, so
goodness.
maybe that was the. Hopefully, hopefully
The
it's not.
appetizer, baby. My
But
goodness. Carl, we gotta get you on for another interview, my guy.
absolutely,
We
it's
need you on for
coming.
another
It's
motherfucking interview,
coming.
Carl.
Yes,
Period.
absolutely. Check
When I
out
tell y'all I love, yes, the
our
web
web
life
life.
interview we did with him like 4 years ago,
Yeah,
5 years ago. Yeah,
such a
shout out to
key.
Carl.
Such a
Shout out
key.
to Carl.
Um, Monica Love said, I think Nova has had bad experiences with cis women, and unfortunately, the opposite can be the same. Being the only LGBTQ people in the group and the only hetero in the group is just as challenging. Yes, I agree. And like no shade, but like sometimes when people are like, "Oh, like say like a white person comes into a space with black people and they're like, "Oh, I'm the only white person." Like, "Oh, I'm being persecuted." I'm like, "Okay." But like sometimes like when you're the only person in that group, even if you do have privilege in that group, you kind of I mean, you still have the privilege, but it's like you're the outsider. So like people are going to move accordingly, you know? So um yeah, I mean, I just see her being like, a single mom and her being just very like bubbly and friendly. And I
Mhm.
just feel like the way that some people have like kind of been like, well, you shouldn't have, you shouldn't have told him. It's like kind of
Mhm.
like, oh, like I don't know. I don't think that that makes it right, that
Right.
she mentioned it, like. So, um, let me see. Some other comments. Monica Love also said Alfea is beautiful as well and has an amazing story. Yes. Um,
Yes.
K Star says cis women in this space made total sense to me. Yeah, because I just feel like cis women are a part of the community. Like
Mhm.
they may not be. I mean, cis straight women. Like they may not be gay, but
Yeah, but they doing the nails for the girls, beating the girls' faces, and laying the girls'
mhm,
wigs. Like if you can go to a cis woman to get your wig laid, like why wouldn't you? Like, why would you? I mean, why would you exclude them from
listen.
your world? Like
If I could
that.
count how many if I went to the club tonight, if I could count so many gays that show up with their straight homegirl and
Hmm.
the homegirl is just at the gay club chilling, like that's so common. So like I don't know. To me it just seems very strange how people are like, oh, like she's straight. But again, I don't know if it's a competition thing because I do think that in a way this show is kind of a competition. Like
Hmm.
everybody wants to be the star, everybody wants to be the breakout.
Hmm.
So if you're coming into this space, maybe they feel like, well, there are already shows for straight women. Why are you here? But I don't feel like that should be the case because I mean,
True.
she's on this show just like you are. She could say that about you being a man, so
True.
I don't know. Um, but yeah, so this has been a big episode. I'm assuming next episode is also going to be big because there are two arguments next episode. So, yeah, I guess we'll have to see. As I said or as I said earlier in the episode, people have been saying wait cuz the rest of the season is going to be wild. So, I'm bracing myself. Cuz I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. So,
I'm ready for the rest of the season. Like,
you ready to keep your foot on Nova's neck.
uh, put Nova on the back, but put Redacta on the back burner. She's not really 5 episodes in. She's not really.
She's
She's giving Keyshawn from Chasing or what was that Chasing Dallas that one season. He spent the season kind of being problematic, and then when it was time to show his work, he gave us that 12-second clip of him walking the streets of Dallas.
I forgot about
That
that.
fucking iPhone
Walking through
video
Piedmont Park,
footage.
baby.
I said
It was giving cruising. That's what it
it
was
was.
giving.
I love it when we're. Yes, it was very much that.
Walking through Piedmont for some trade. That's what
Cruising,
it was
baby. I
giving.
said that's so. That's basically who Redacted is.
Yeah.
Keyshawn, just no storyline, grasping at straws
Yeah.
for camera time. And also, as
Yes.
much as I love chasing reality, shame on y'all for giving Homegirl this platform and not contributing shit to this goddamn show. Like, can we
She
can
on the
we
show and she
eliminate?
with the elite group. I don't know what she got. I don't know what it is, but it's something.
Child, I kind of wish Althea would have cleared her, baby. You supposed to be paying for TNA, but you ain't got the money to pay for the TNA, so you gonna come for my TNA,
And word on the street
baby.
is Mamas was also doing sex work. So I don't know how you can shade
Althea
somebody
did
for,
say
you know.
that's how. I don't know if that's how the OnlyFans conversation started, but Nova had said that she was doing,
Hmm.
you know,
Yeah, that's not
and
something I'm
that's.
I'm that's not tea I'm spilling about her. That was
Hmm.
said in the episode. So to
Hmm.
me it's just kind of like I don't know. There's a lot of ways she could have went with that whole dirty take a bath read, but
Hmm. I'm
you
like, how you
know.
gonna tell her she dirty and you fucking a nigga that's in prison, and then you
And one
actually
that
sleeping with a nigga that's actually fucking niggas? Like, girl, I think you said that 6'7", whatever that nigga name is. He's actually sleeping with niggas. Like, so wouldn't he be gay for pay? Because you paid to fly him out, but
sound
you
like
know what? We're
straight
not
for
even gonna
pay
do
for
that.
me, to me,
Ooh,
you know.
ooh,
But
she paying. You know what?
again, that's what I said. It's like that weird middle ground where it's like
Mhm.
you're not a gay boy, but you're not a cis woman. So, that can be, you know, isolating for people, and it could wear on your self-esteem. But that's not Alfea's fault.
It's not.
It's not Alfea's fault that old boy don't
It's
want
not.
to that
Hmm.
old boy don't want you. It's not her
Hmm.
fault. So it's like, I don't know, like, address what you got going on within you instead of projecting it onto other people, which I get it. We all know nobody's perfect. We all, do things that we regret, and we all push things off onto other things instead of dealing with it. But that doesn't give you an excuse to be an asshole. Like, and I could maybe be like, you 22, even still do better, but like, girl, you 28, I don't
Wait, she's
do.
22 or almost 30.
She's
Not
almost
even
there. I'm
30.
saying if she
Not even
was
push. Oh, okay,
22.
right. Okay, okay.
Like, but yeah, I'm like, girl,
Not even 30. Not even
mm-mm,
pushing 30. My
mm-mm.
goodness.
Tony, little sister ain't so little. Y'all might be closer in age than you
Listen,
think.
that's little big sister right there. Y'all only like
Little
four,
big
4 or 5 years
sister,
apart.
baby. We in the same classes,
Goodness.
baby. Talking about little sister.
Listen.
Like,
Listen.
but thank y'all all for coming through. It has been a key. I once again hope I was talking about Nova's insecurity, baby. I'm insecure about my audio. Hopefully, I sound
Audio
decent,
trash and it's a podcast. My
right?
goodness.
Well, we giving visuals too, so that's tea.
True. Come
But
on, Yonsei. We get
right,
visuals.
visuals, baby. Well, not for Renaissance, which I'm still a little tight about, but not for Rennie. Just as for the visuals of Rennie, okay? That's what I want to say. Because I went to the concert and I said, I'm getting my life, but this is not enough. I wanted the visuals. Like, but thank y'all for keying
Ooh,
with us.
yes.
We've been appreciating all of the love and just people that
Hmm.
come through, from like, of course, the people that watch the show to the people that are on the show and like, produce the show. So we really
Hmm.
appreciate that as a small platform. Um, but yeah, definitely check us out next Saturday. Well, not next Saturday, the Saturday after next Saturday, because I think they're taking a break. But yeah, stay tuned. We'll be here, hopefully with a guest, another guest, and yeah, we'll be here keying. Um, I think I want to highlight this last comment from Roll On Rebel. They said, as a therapist, I tried talking to her. I'm staying on her neck for the disrespect. Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, again, like, I kind of pity her, and I feel like once you like pity somebody, it's kind of like, girl, okay. You just become like a non-factor. Like, okay, you think you that bitch? Okay, whatever. Like, because I feel like deep down inside you don't feel like you that bitch. So it's like, what is the point of even caring about what you have to say? Um, but thank you. You know who it is. Thank you for being here. And I'm glad that you had a good time. Um,
Yes.
yeah, but I
Shout
hope
out to
everybody
everybody that
has,
came through.
yes, and I hope everybody has a good Saturday. Um, and yeah, Spanky and Carrie, you have anything else to say, Troy, before we peel out?
Shout out to the people who are going to watch this on the playback. Most
Mm-hmm.
definitely love you guys. Shout out to the
It
replay
never works
gang.
for me, but nah, it won't.
Oh,
Damn.
stream on that good shit. Anyway, yes. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Uh, King Carrie. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Peace.
Peace. Have a good weekend, everybody.
Bye.